that's just wild.
What?
That is a wild thing.
What?
Yeah.
But speaking of character sheets, last time on our thing, you all,
He's gonna grunt every time,
yeah,
buddy.
you all kind of got done with your research and headed towards the Sun-Kissed Resort. That's where you decided to stay. Certain rooms were given out, and then people decided to kind of, minus Lest and Summer, decided to go out for the night. The doctor decided to hitch a ride with a noble by the name of Susanna, where she learned that they had been apparently been stalked by individuals, and she was kind of scared about that, so she was staying in her carriage and wanted help to find out who was doing that, all that sort of thing. Meanwhile, Demos and Escale had a whale of a time with Demos getting metal embedded into his tusk, specifically the adamantine metal that he took from Bruce, a man he fought in his one shot, in his sort of episode, his one shot. And when the doctor was sort of hanging out with this noblewoman on their way back to the resort, they were ambushed by a werebore and a very skilled archer. Battles ensued. Via the scrying orb, Lest and Summer were aware of what had happened and rushed to their aid, to the doctor's aid. And then afterward, Escale and Demos saw the aftermath of what had transpired and chose not to investigate in the aftermath of it. They chose to just head home. And then as they headed home and everyone sort of went to sleep, there were two things that we will cover for the beginning of this. One was a insight on the doctor's insight on Summer, which I said we would cover at the very beginning of this session. Now, it's possible people don't remember what that was, but you rolled a 24 insight on Summer. You remember. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then, perhaps very interestingly, Escale had wandered off into the night once more.
He done gone yeeted.
He done gone yeeted. And so that's sort of what's in store for that session here. But we're gonna start off with the insight, and then, Josh, as I assume your question was, there will probably be a bit of time alone with the DM. I do apologize. That's
rip. Okay.
Rip. Okay. Unless you're okay with us doing it just right out here.
Your show, man. Up to you.
We'll do it alone with the DM. I think that would be best. In terms of
Good
keeping
enough.
some things hidden.
Okay.
So, Doctor, you rolled an insight of 24 on Summer. What was it you were looking for again?
I didn't get to tell you.
Oh, there you go.
You just moved on.
I did.
Yeah, me and Trisha actually have talked about this since then.
Sure.
Oh, yes.
Hayden-
Sorry. Yes, I forgot Summer was me for like a hot sec. So
Yeah, that
yes.
one. Caden's trying to determine a couple things, because Summer has been pissy about Caden's little ride in the carriage. He's just genuinely trying to figure out, like, what exactly she's mad about out of all the things he did tonight. Like, which part is the part making her the most angry?
Sure. That checks out. So then you roll a 24 insight, so Summer can kind of decide what you get out of that.
Okay, but the thing is, like, I don't know. I guess with the DM house rule of the player decides, then I just have to decide.
Yeah.
But she's not, like, lying, right?
Oh.
And so, like, I mean, honestly, the main source of anger probably is actually the fact that you could have died, right? Like,
Valid.
and nothing really got resolved with everybody getting mad at Summer for almost dying when you did die. So, like, there's that.
Yeah.
But, like, in terms of, like, if you are asking if she is romantically jealous, right? If
Keegan's
that is
asking that
true,
question.
it's fucking news to her. So I feel like that's kind of up to you in terms of what Caden would actually determine.
No, Caden
Personally,
has no clue.
yeah, personally, if there's any sort of off-road when I'm determining if someone likes me, if there's any other explanation, I take that one instead of the other one, right? So, like, I don't know.
Cool.
Cool. So that's the insight of that. I am now playing Skyrim music for those who are interested.
Copyright infringement.
Yeah, it may be.
Copyright infringement.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I will say this. Caden probably knows Summer enough to know that, like, also, it probably depends on how much Caden remembers from when he was super, super drunk, right? Like,
He doesn't remember a lot.
with a really wonderful insight, I don't know how much he would, like, get of what she doesn't know necessarily herself, but, like, she's probably not the most comfortable person with people caring deeply about her, right? Like, in whatever sense. Like, that's probably obvious enough, right?
Fair enough. As the majority of this interesting party, I thought I'm actually sitting on what Summer was saying about that character. What? About interesting. So, Doctor, you get all that information.
No, oh, by the way, Matt, I actually wrote a letter. I went ahead and really nailed down the wording because I have a feeling that the wording's gonna be important with Lest eventually. So maybe I should send you that. I'll go ahead and do that while you're...
Yeah. As everyone goes to bed, Caden briefly run in with almost dying again. Demos with tusks that are still slightly aching from the pain of the process that he had undergone. Lest thinking about many things, perhaps butterflies flying around their head, writing in his journal before bed. And Summer... Yes, go ahead.
Before you move on, I do want to establish that Caden is waiting for Demos to get back. That's it.
Oh. Demos does get back. And you see his new horn set up pretty immediately. It's hard not to notice.
Are you okay?
Yes. You also see him just bleeding from little holes in his body. It's probably dry now.
That this is what you were doing. I would have come with. I'm a medical professional.
Well, the little holes was not part of the plan. Also, I did take the long rest, because technically we haven't rested yet, but I do have my hit points written down.
No worries.
You see Demos, like, injury staggering into the room, because he's so low on hit points. He's so low.
Can I give him some, like, basic medicine treatment for pain?
Make a medicine check. Yeah.
Give him fantasy ibuprofen or something.
Yeah, basically.
Isn't that like whiskey? Like,
Maybe.
isn't that like herbal tea and like gin?
Alcohol, yeah.
Yes, Demos reaches behind the bar and just grabs his bottle.
What did you roll for medicine?
19?
Yeah. In addition to the booze, which will help numb yourself to whatever pain you are undergoing, the doctor also procures some
burn cream.
some cream, some herbal stuff, and it assists you as well in going to bed.
What?
We'll talk more in the morning. This is just night. This has been a fun night.
Speaking, where's SKO?
You see him just look around. He's like, he left. Like outside the tavern? No. I know exactly what he was. He just said he's gonna dip. He's a grown man. I trust him enough.
Cool.
He's not dead once, apparently, and still living. So.
Listen, no need to rub it in, okay?
You died once, and you're still living to what I hear as well. A lot's been happening while I've been gone.
Yeah, it almost happened again, so woohoo!
Yeah, almost like you shouldn't be running off alone.
We'll talk
Go to bed.
We'll talk in the morning, Doctor.
Hey Matt, do I have third level spells yet?
I'm going for a very long rest.
Technically, you wouldn't level up till the long rest. Escale's unique because he doesn't sleep.
Dope.
So I'll say he'll be, but you guys will need a long rest to be there.
And I take the bottle into the room.
How does that?
Drink most of it and just pass out.
Sure.
I was just wondering if that's an official D&D lore thing, or if that just happens to be how this exact world works, in which sometimes adventurers go to sleep and wake up like, I feel like I have 10 more hit points today.
I feel
like
buffer.
I feel, and they like compare notes, like, I feel like I could shoot twice in one turn. That's so weird. I feel like I could cast higher level spells now.
You've never felt that before?
You never felt that?
I haven't been.
I can do more today than I could yesterday.
I haven't been happy in a morning since 2008.
Oh.
Well, shoot, I feel that.
The happiest morning I've had is the first morning I woke up here away from basic, and the longest time.
That makes sense.
Not have to be up at 5:30
Yeah.
in the morning and waking up in an actual bed with a mattress and a pillow. Like, I had no pillow in basic. My pillow consisted of one like 2-inch size cotton wrapped in a pillowcase. That was my pillow. So to come with an extra pillow and a blanket and a bed is wonderful. Anyway, I think that Steve-O's passes out after drinking
For sure.
3/4 to half of the bottle.
I mean, I hate to be this player, and I'm really trying not to do this.
Sure.
Do it.
Caden knows Escale wanted to go see the vampire earlier, and we had to talk him out of it.
Do it.
I'll give you this, because that is a very reasonable thing to come to a conclusion.
Yeah,
You have
no,
also-
I had the scrying orb last time.
You
too.
have
I was like,
also-
I feel like she.
You have also almost died, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you make an intelligence check. If you roll high enough, then that thought does come to your mind, but if not, you almost died, and you're exhausted. Right, so roll an intelligence check for me,
I mean,
and that's sort of where we'll go with it.
I guess, but also, like, it...
You don't have to be that high. I have the number in my mind. Go for it. Your intelligence.
The number is
Well-
10.
Might just add flat intelligence.
Yeah, it's an intelligence check.
Okay, well, I rolled a nat 18, so 22.
Oh, yeah. Funnily enough, the number was 15, so it was a bit higher.
Cool.
Really?
But Josh, you okay?
Nope, Mason was playing comp.
Oh, okay. I thought that was you going, really?
Nope, sorry. I'm totally down for this. Sorry.
I was really
That's his patron.
I
Yeah.
was really interested to hear whether you thought that thinking should have been a higher or a lower DC.
Yeah.
If you had paid me $1,000, I could not tell you because Matt said 15, and I was like, I don't know whether I was expecting it to be 10 or 20, but
We're too low level for me to throw a lot of DC 20s at you guys. Let's be fair.
yeah.
I feel like one is shortly in front of me.
Maybe. So, Caden,
Just gonna
yeah, you do have
go
that.
knock on Summer's door and be like, "Can I borrow the scrying orb just real quick?"
I don't think she's in a room. I think she's out in the. I think we established she's like behind the couch with
Oh,
a bedroll. But sure. She definitely has all her stuff in like such a way that it is hard to get to it without disturbing her. But like also yes, that's not an attunement thing, is it? I don't think so.
No,
so,
Scrying Orb's not. From my memory, I can double check, but.
But why and for more are you going to like, I don't know, go anywhere alone at night?
I don't think so.
Okay. Didn't do the why though, but okay, here you go.
Because we're missing somebody.
Yeah, I noticed that. Okay, but he doesn't sleep at night.
It does come to my attention that it does indeed require attunement. Crystal
It
ball
does, okay.
requires
So
attunement.
I'll
yeah.
scry on Escale. That's fine. I can just scry on Escale. I think we've established we have a
glad I
likeness
double-checked that.
of him that he has been sketched, and Summer has sketched at least his hand. So.
Oh yeah, when he was grabbing the sword or whatever. Certainly weird.
It's fine. Doesn't this violate patient privacy or something?
You know.
I'm not the one scrying on him.
How does that make it better? How is that not worse? Alright, cool, whatever.
Alright.
You
Why
know,
don't you
it
send him a
doesn't,
message?
because this is just I can't send him a message. I don't know where he is, and I don't have 3rd level slots yet.
Oh, right, because we would have to get a long room. I got
Yeah.
you. I heard your conversation with the window, too. Okay, if there's a likeness or a picture, a possession or garment... do we have a possession or garment?
Of Escales?
Yeah. I mean, we helped him go shopping for his...
I'll leave that up to Escale. Is any of your stuff laying around in the suite? Or are you a light carrier? Would they have
Nope.
anything?
I don't have a lot of stuff. I was given a backpack, so I think everything stays in there. If I gave something to somebody, then definitely.
Alright, so
But I
then...
don't know what it
Okay.
would be.
Yeah.
Because I know the target well, and I have a likeness of him. You have a -7 to a save roll. If you're going to try to resist the scrying, I guess. I'll go ahead and try to scry on Escale. It's a Wisdom 17 save.
Go ahead and roll a wisdom save, Escale. Sort of an
Notably,
innate.
it doesn't work if you have changed planes of existence.
20.
Oh.
Did you subtract?
Subtract 7?
No. No. That would be a 13.
Alright.
Does it matter if it was in that 20?
Was it?
It
It was
was
not.
not.
Yeah, it was just a net.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just a 20 total. Yeah.
So that's 13?
So
Okay.
you see him,
Where-
and he is
where is he?
currently in an outhouse, sort of doing his business.
Ew.
Talking about privacy.
I
What do you think, bro?
I mean, I float the orb. I mean, unless it's a huge outhouse, I float it a little bit out of the outhouse so that I
So-
can see where the outhouse is.
Just try to
It
get
has
an
to-
idea of the location.
Yeah, it has to remain within 10 feet of...
Yeah,
Then,
make a perception check for me.
Okay. It does, like, appear to be the same plane of existence, right?
Yes, it certainly
here we
does.
Is this a hell outhouse?
Yes, this is an outhouse of hell.
Is this a ghost outhouse?
Wow, that was an extremely good perception check for Summer. That is a
Really?
21.
Oh, good. Yeah, he's in the sort of nobler part of the Resort Dawn district. He's
Oh, great.
yeah, but you guys are in the resort is there, so it makes sense that he'd be around there.
Okay, if I think with scrying, can I, like, stop?
Can you just stop scrying?
Keep and then return to it? Can I, would I be able to, sort of turn off that vision, look at a map in real life, and then turn it back on within the duration up to 10 minutes? I'm trying to find that. It doesn't actually specify.
It is concentration. I see that. So that tells me that if you stop looking through the scrying, you would have to recast it, right? Because concentration is like you
Okay,
lose the
cool.
spell. Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, I guess I'll just have to go on. What am I saying? I have keen mind. I remember all the maps I've seen. Yeah, I want to compare like any major landmarks. Like, also like we did like hear about. Summer wasn't one of the main ones, but she heard about the sort of like vampire issue.
Sure.
Just compare this with other places that we've been, and the maps that we've seen of about where he's at.
He is not on the road of the vampire person's house or anything like that. He is in the general vicinity. Like if there are neighborhoods, right? Like he is in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
But he is not like on that street.
How far is that from us?
See, this is why. I would say, in terms of walking, probably like a 4 to 6 minute walk, depending. If you were to all out run, it would take like all out sprint like over. It would be a few rounds.
What if we borrowed a horse again?
It would be a few less rounds.
Okay.
What about flying?
A few less rounds. Flying would honestly probably be about equal to what a horse would be, just because it would come out about the math. Maybe would come out about the same.
Okay. Number 1 or number 2?
But he's also like just in an outhouse right now, to be clear.
Yeah,
no, that's cool. That's cool. But Caden's
we also
not.
don't we have fancy fucking bathrooms at the hotel?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know if it's number 1 or number 2.
That's
This
awful.
job requires not fancy.
Is it? Wait. Oh, so number 2 is what you're saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Matt, is he
Wait.
taking a shit?
Yes, that
Yes.
is indeed what he is doing.
Okay.
Well, okay, here's the thing. This is probably, that's funny, but it's also probably actually interesting because, like, he doesn't sleep, right? Like, that's not a guarantee. This is, like, nothing's guaranteed. Alright.
It's fantasy world, I suppose.
Didn't take anything.
Funnily
with
enough,
him.
this being a noble outhouse, it is equipped with a glyph that does shunt anything that lands in it into another
That's
to another
Oh
plane.
my gosh. Is it like a demi-plane sewer?
Essentially, at least here. In the nobler part.
Hey, something will eat it.
Yeah. An Otiug or something. Creatures that do that.
I mean,
it's just a bag of devouring.
I think I'll just wait until he comes out.
Sure.
And keep track of what direction this guy's house is in.
Of course,
And then see, and then if he starts walking that direction, I'll stop scrying to tell
Sure.
Caden.
Escale, you finish up your business.
Nice.
Well, where would you like to go? Keep going, or you know what I mean?
Oh, you know, I'm gonna make my way on.
Yeah. So, continuing your way, Summer, he is indeed making his way in the direction of the vampire manor. The manor of Fusum.
Jahi.
Fusum Jahi, yeah.
Jockey.
Yep.
Hey, if he succeeded that save, he'd know someone was trying to scry on him, right?
Yeah, if you succeeded on this. Well, I don't believe so. I mean, it's sort of a DM discretion sort of thing. Like, if it's a really powerful character, they would, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think it's
Yeah.
inherent to success.
It's not necessarily inherent, but I would say Escale would not notice if he succeeded.
Okay, so that's not a way of, like, telling him...
I mean, are you saying any of this
Stop
out
scrying.
loud?
You can
I don't
say,
know
you
that I
can
can.
talk. I do believe
I
you
can-
can talk while you're scrying.
Say,
Words.
I can... Well, I mean, it doesn't specify literally anything.
Mhm.
So, if I can't look away, can I move, like, my hands? Like, what all can I do while I'm...
I'd say you can speak. That much I know you can do.
Okay, then I'll, well, she'll probably wait until she knows for sure where he's going, actually.
Mm-hmm. He gets on the street, and he
and
is
then-
most certainly
and-
going there. He takes
and
the
then
turn that tells you,
stop
oh,
and
he's
go.
going there. Mm-hmm.
It's like, don't turn left, don't turn left.
God damn it, he
He's-
turns left. Yeah.
And he definitely looks like he is going.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he
that way.
definitely looks like going to the rich vampire's house. I didn't want to make. Yeah. No, I wanted to make sure because of the whole.
Yeah.
He's budding friendship, attempting trust sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, no, it does seem that way. We've been for a while. Shut up. What are you gonna do about this?
What am I going to do about this? I was
I have a
hoping
sinking
I was
suspicion
wrong.
I have a sinking suspicion it's gonna involve me not being able to sleep before we leave again.
I want to sleep so fucking bad.
Okay, but he could be in danger.
I know!
Did he mention to you why he might be going?
No, I didn't know he was going until I found out from Devos that he just decided to wander off, so...
Are Demos and Les already asleep?
Yeah, they clocked out. I know
Dino
yeah.
is in the room, so if you walk in, there's a wee bit of a chance he might still be awake, but probably not
Sure.
coherent enough to really be in the decision-making mood. He would probably be drunk.
Okay. What about Les? Hey, Adri.
Adrian, are you passed out, or do you think you'd still be awake?
No, I'm here.
Would you be awake?
Okay, so is Les like in the room or?
I think my mic is giving me wobbles.
I feel that.
He's like, yeah, I think he's like just finished and is like about to go to bed.
I mean, Les might still be up. We could at least ask him what he thinks.
Yes, Caden has been scribbling down on a piece of paper a note. And is going to send Rupert in that direction.
Oh, of where Escale is, or where?
Yeah.
All right.
Smart.
All right. Using familiars. Rupert flies off.
Hey, Les.
Hmm?
Yeah, sorry to bother you. But, Escale wandered off and certainly appears to probably be wandering in the direction of Fusim Jahi, or conversations with the rich vampire alone. And we're just wondering what you thought about that.
Well, I'm hoping we're dragging him back because I'm not getting in another fight tonight.
So you're forgoing and dragging back.
This is out of character. Les literally has no fucking spells to help him with.
No, Summer is
Nobody
at like
has any spells.
Summer's at half health. Like, she still has bullets. But I also, she has a point of exhaustion, I think. No, she doesn't. That's over. She's done with the exhaustion. But, yeah, she's at half health. Like, well, I guess not quite, but,
I mean, I'll go with you to drag him back, but I don't think I can fight anymore tonight.
I have 13 hit points.
How are you doing on health, Les?
More hit points than Devo's.
How are you doing on health, Les?
I'm gonna be fucking honest. I think I accidentally reset my whole thing.
Well,
Yeah.
we leveled up. I know I had the problem.
Yeah.
too.
So
Okay,
I'm gonna go with, I think I had maybe like 15.
Mm-hmm.
Hit points. Oh my gosh. All of you are so squishy.
I was like 15. I think my last hit point count was 36, so 15 out of 36.
Oh boy.
Makes you feel
Okay.
any better. It says I have 19 out of 21. I don't know how, because I'm pretty sure I didn't have a max of 19 before. But you know,
also, Les is terrified of this vampire thing. He doesn't want to fucking go.
Yeah, no, it's very. I don't like how this is happening.
You hear Demos from the other room saying,
So,
"Go to bed.
yeah,
I'm a grown man."
during all this
Demos,
conversation,
wake up!
Escale would, still be walking. So,
Yeah, well, he is his own person,
Mhm.
but also he's his own
No, I'm just saying I'm
person.
gonna real quick move Escale a bit more forward in what he was doing while this conversation has been happening. Yeah.
Sorry, I did not realize what you were saying was.
The man that says death every time someone's about to die. You know what? Let
No, I'm
them
just
die.
saying while people are conversing and like trying to get an understanding of what to do happening, Escale would still be like moving.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
That's valid.
So, I'd say while this conversation is going on, Escale, you would make it to the gate of the house, in which there is a single guard, and he kind of just looks at you like, "Hello, what brings you here?"
I would like to talk to a man named Fusum Jahi.
He kind of looks around and goes, "I don't believe there's an audience for Fusum Jahi so late."
I would be surprised too. Nonetheless, I would like to talk to him. I would appreciate if you could tell him that my notebook close crap. No. I would appreciate if you could tell him that I have been sent here on suggestion from someone called Razin Holor.
He pauses and he goes, "All right then," and he grabs sort of a small bronze object on his person and he speaks into it. And then he looks back at you and goes, "He said you're welcome to come in." And he opens the gate.
I will walk in.
Sure. As you begin to walk in, there's a big yard, so we're gonna cut back to the conversation happening at Sunkissed Resort.
I thought he was halfway there already when we started. Hayden just knocks on Devos' door and goes, "Get up! We have to go get Escale!"
You just hear a very loud, like, huffed trumpet sound.
Yeah.
You hear
I know!
supposedly an empty bottle just crash, and Demos just walk out of the room.
Let's go!
I'm gonna be a bit slower. There's like two of you right now.
Has Rupert made his way any floats or mat?
I'd say as you guys come back out into the main chamber with Demos and everyone's sort of getting ready, Rupert will have arrived at a tree by the house. It's kind of leaving it up to you.
His command was to land on Escale. Like
Escale, as you are approach the front door, you feel you hear a and you see Rupert land on your shoulder, sort of abruptly.
Hey, well, hi there.
Rupert's like shoving a little note in your face.
Oh.
I will take it.
What does the note say?
What does the note say?
Yeah.
It says, "Please, for the love of God, turn around and come back to the hotel right now. We are going to come and get you if you don't. Sincerely, Dr. Caden Luca Foucher."
There's probably like, I'm walking and I'm reading it. I just pause for a second. And I look up at the door that's like not too far away.
Yeah, there's like the little stairs of like the patio and the door.
Are you serious? I'm just walking. No.
No, yeah, you'd be like up at the door basically.
I will take out a little quill and write on the backside of the note,
Sure.
I guess. And say, "It's all good. Don't come. See you soon." But it's like the letter C. The letter U.
Yeah. For sure.
And I hand it back to Rupert.
You hand it back to Rupert, and Rupert just stares at it Rupert's command was to deliver the note and stick with you. I
try to give
can't
it to
change
him.
his command right now.
If he doesn't take it, I just kind of drop it and move on.
You approach the door, and before you could even think to ring it, it opens. And you see there's this sort of figure standing there. He looks he looks human. He's dressed fairly nicely. You gather this is a butler of some sort.
He looks human.
Yes.
That implies he's not human.
He looks at you and goes, "Hello. Right this way, please."
Thank you.
Are you bringing that creature with you? Pointing to Rupert.
I'm not really committed either way. It just kind of showed up and brought me a letter from my friends.
Oh.
And it said that they would be coming to pick me up.
Oh.
After school or something? I don't know.
Well, that's lovely. We would hate to have to call you a carriage so late in the evening.
God damn it. We have to use this code word.
No. And as he points for you to walk in, it is very dimly lit inside this mansion, but there are some candles.
Good.
We cut back to the main group in the suite. Are you guys wanting to now rush off towards the place?
King, please. Demos is drunk and near death, and we're all near death.
Just think, real quick, Doctor. According to you, you damn near died tonight. I'm very near close to death. They look very near close to death. Then he's just kind of pointing in the opposite direction of Les. They look damn near close to death. I'm in no mental state to go walk in the street at night after being attacked by snakes and whatever fun you had. That might still be coming. Oh, speaking of snakes, look at my hat. I got one.
Oh,
I love that.
Oh my gosh, a flying snake!
Don't touch it. It will bite. I'm still working on it.
It hisses a little.
Okay, but Demos also, this Fusimjahi might be an enemy, and
Or he
Esneo
could be a friend.
might. I think probably with the lackey abducting innocent people to sacrifice, probably less that, but also.
You are jumping to conclusions very fast.
Yeah, murder does that.
To be fair,
I think I'm kind of on
vampire
Demos'
squad we ran
side.
into the sewers literally said that this was a meal she was bringing for him. So,
Okay. I'm actually on.
Murder doesn't make you think fast.
Caden,
Kind of slows you down a little bit.
I'm on their side, Caden. I just think we need to move rooms. I don't think we can go after Escale right now. I just don't think we can, but I think we should move. I think we should move rooms. I don't think Escale would willingly send somebody after us, but he might unwillingly. And If Fusimjahi couldn't be persuaded to be anybody's ally, it's probably Escale's. He might be fine, and we can't help him right now.
He's a grown man who probably has the most hit points out of all of us right now.
No, I have 35.
39. Wait, no, before level up 35.
Yeah.
He probably has the most hit points out of all of us right now. I fully trust him to get himself into trouble, but I fully trust him to get himself out of trouble as well.
No, and I do, and I trust him to, not betray us intentionally. I don't actually necessarily trust him to know when to trust someone. At least we should have a watch.
I'll take first watch, it's probably the safest. And I can't see straight.
Yeah, I think maybe I take first watch, because I have the most hit points out of the people here, and you have to sleep off the gin.
Was it gin? I don't even know what I was drinking.
Everclear might as well be.
Whiskey.
Or whiskey, yeah.
Might have been the gin.
It's all the same in the end.
I don't know.
Look at the mess I'm in.
My head's like football. Oh boy.
I think I'm gonna die.
Anyway, I'll take first watch. It's probably the safest, and I won't be much help if any danger does come around while
Yeah.
I'm taking a watch.
So, summer first watch. I like this. It's smart of you all to do a watch.
Take the last one in the morning.
Fair enough.
All right.
Good
So
night.
Caden, you're good? I've thought about it. You're all probably right. And I don't want to sleep, but I'm going to.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to roll insight.
Sure.
Demo says chill, hands him a bottle, doesn't look at it. Take this, you'll be fine.
I don't drink.
That's take this, you'll be fine.
That's untrue.
Trust
Don't
me,
you
I'm
try.
a doctor in this kind of stuff.
I'm a professional.
You're not gonna believe this, but I rolled a 19. It's a +0 insight, but 19.
Cool. Caden's not lying. He doesn't want to sleep, but he's gonna try.
Yep.
Okay, so he's not gonna try to sneak off and
No.
good.
I have. Sorry, go ahead, Demos.
I'm gonna prescribe you 2 shots per hour of this.
But it's awful, and I don't want to be hungover in the
Les
morning.
figures that he is second watch and
Yeah, I think-
goes to bed.
Mhm.
Yeah,
If
I think that
you
makes
don't wanna
sense.
get hungover in the morning, just drink a shot every hour and you'll be fine.
Hey. Well, maybe go to bed.
Alright, that's the plan. I'm trying to make sure Doctor sleeps.
I'll make sure he takes his medicine.
Wonderful.
Caden walks over to the couch and falls asleep on it.
Good.
Dino goes back to his room and is like, this has been the longest night ever.
Yes.
It has been the longest day.
And
Such night ever.
hopefully, gets to sleep without being woken up again.
Impossible.
The way the night's going, yes.
True. Nah, this is too on the nose. Let me get something different. It's literally playing like the stereotypical vampire music. Here we go. I like this better. So, Escale. As you're led down this hallway, you hear... And I'm actually going to do this with everyone here, I think, because they know where you're going, right? So might as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
time to die.
Yeah. Plus, if we're only here for 3-hour sessions at the meanwhile, I want everyone to be included. What's going on? So yeah. So you are led down this hall, and as you are, the voice from the crystal says, "You're here to see about getting you some more power, but do not trust this man we are about to talk to."
I'm sorry, what was that middle part?
You said, do not trust this man we're about to talk to, and before that he was saying, we're here to get you a bit of power, but in the grand scheme of things, don't trust this guy.
Good enough.
Yeah. And he says, and, we'll see when we get there. And as you're led to the end of this initial hallway, the butler clears his throat and moves to sort of a candle to the right of the door and snuffs out the light. And when he does, the lights in the whole hallway go dark.
Oh, shit.
And he opens the door and says, "Right this way."
Okay. I go.
As you walk through, you feel the temperature and the pressure of the air change immediately. Almost as if you're in a completely different place.
Secret door. Secret space.
And the door closes, and as candle lights are lit, you see initially some things on the wall. You see a deer head. You see a few house cat heads on one wall.
Awful.
Nice.
And there appears to be just furniture and all sorts of things around that seem to be made of different kinds of leathers. The legs
Okay.
of one table seem to be humanoid legs that have been dried.
All right.
It is a room filled with odd oddities, to say the least. In cases along the walls, you see a variety of odd collections of clearly humanoid body parts. You see eyes of unique colors. You see markings. You see tusks, actually, that are very similar markings to what Demos has in some of the containers along the wall. You immediately get the idea that this guy is a big collector of, like, human parts, basically. The black market of human parts, like art.
Okay.
And as you enter this room, you hear, sort of from the other side of a door in this room, a sort of as if it's being unlocked. And as it opens, you see this man dressed in sort of a obsidian-like sort of jewelry on his like chest and body. It's almost like armor, but it's like very fancy. And he's got all these like sort of silver and gold chains at his sort of waist area that are somewhat obscured by the black cloak he wears. Rings on all his fingers and very pale skin. And he comes out. When he sees you, he goes, "I did not expect such a name to be said. Tell me, did you just state a name of a long-dead wizard, or do you actually have some claim to that name?"
Well, it wasn't a random one, but if you want another one, how about Grand Chonies?
He kind of nods and goes, "So you're knowledgeable.
Many could say.
I'm gonna need a bit more proof." And you hear the voice in your head. Offer him a handshake with the hand that has me in it.
He says that to me?
Yeah, the crystal. A voice comes from your crystal and says that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then I shall do. Bring it up.
He sees the crystal in your hand, and you see Fusim hesitate for a moment. But he holds out his hand, and as you hold it, he shakes your hand. You see he has a moment where his eyes go wide, and he goes, "So you aren't destroyed, Razan Holor. I was under the impression I had been destroyed some time ago." And you hear within your own head the voice in the crystal go, "They thought they had destroyed my reliquary. But,
I just perfectly repeat that.
Mm-hmm." And Fusim Jai kind of nods and goes, "And so I take this individual before me. What is your name?"
I go by Eskill.
I immediately gathered what your intentions are, Razan, from that quick interaction, referring to the handshake. He goes, "I can offer you the smallest aid, Escale, and perhaps giving you a bit of a boost.
Okay.
But I don't do anything for free."
Few do. Often fools.
You would be right. "But I'd be willing to give you a decently powerful object from my collection of said objects. Of course not the collections in this room, but potentially a dagger, a sword, a arcane focus of sorts. I could provide many things. But in return for giving Escale this power, Razan, I would want a page from that book of yours. I think it's a fair enough trade.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
Go.
But you hear the crystal, the voice of Razan Halor within your crystal say, figured he would ask for such a thing. Tell him, provide the object that he would be willing to give, and I will provide the page I would be willing to give. That is Escale. Yeah, go ahead.
Rosen says if you provide the object, he will provide the page. He's willing.
You see the Husam Jahi pause for a moment and go, make a persuasion check, Escale.
Okay. Oh, that's a natural 20 plus 4.
What? He goes,
Yeah.
all right then. I would not do this if you were not serving a very, very powerful lich. And he guides you to the door he had just come from.
Mm-hmm.
And as he opens it, you see another hallway. He leads you down. There are some doors you pass. One door is chained closed, and as you pass, you hear banging on the door and screaming.
Mm-hmm.
And you eventually come to one room, which he opens. There is a treasure chest there. He sort of bends down and waves his hand in front of it, and it unlocks. And as it opens, he reaches his hand, and almost as if it's like a bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I have 2 objects. I would be willing to give you one of these 2 objects. One of them would be beneficial specifically to you, Escale. It is a rod of the Pact Keeper.
Well, I know what that is.
He will explain it to you. This is an uncommon. Well, let me actually roll for what it'll be. You did roll a nat 20 on persuasion.
I did roll nat 20 plus 4.
All right. This is a rare rod of the Pact Keeper. This thing will give you a +2 to spell attack rolls and saving throw DCs of your warlock spells.
Okay.
Um.
And what of the other objects?
Yes, the other object, I was thinking more something a bit more aggressive, perhaps. Maybe a little less specific. Thinking of some form of dagger, perhaps. And he grabs the dagger and he pulls it out. This, my friend, is a dragon-toothed dagger. And sure enough, it looks like a tooth. You gain a +1 bonus to attack rolls and damage rolls with this weapon. And on a hit from it, there's an additional 1d6 acid damage. So it's just a really good dagger, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And very pricey. He says, for those are what I am willing to offer. What pages would you be willing to give me? Razan in your head goes, you did really well. I feel as if I can provide a page that won't be so hard to part with. Go ahead and open the book, Escale.
I pull out my bookshelves and I open.
You open it to a page and you sort of look at the title. It seems to be some form of very hardcore transmutation magic. that can very much like just straight up like alter the shape of a body.
Okay.
Yeah, hardcore stuff. Like either for the better technically, but you're reading this, you're like, you could do some pretty messed up things with this probably too. Like just make somebody body a circle, like wild stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
And Rosin goes,
That would be really, really useful for when you're like super constipated.
What?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And you hear Rosin in your head go, tear out this page and hand it to him. And decide which of those two you want.
I will tear it out.
Yep.
And put the Book of Shadows away.
Mm-hmm.
And say, we are not much one for, well, stabbing people, to be frank.
Mm.
So I would take the rod.
He pulls out a rod. not like that. But he pulls out the rod of the Pact Keeper.
That natural 20 coming
Yeah,
back around.
coming back around. Oh no.
He uses that transmutation magic immediately, and then he pulls out his rod.
Let me see if I can't just add it to
Yes.
your equipment myself real quick, just so I add the right one. Here we go. Boop. Rod of the Pact Keeper +2. It's now should be in your equipment. He hands it to you, and the rod itself is engraved with kind of what looks to be almost like signatures in different languages around like the handle of it, like the main sort of part of the rod, and at each end it sort of like comes out like with sort of a design that looks oddly like there's an element of like a paper-like origami shape to each end, but it's in the shape of like bone stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. But it has an element of origami to it at the ends.
Folded bones.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And he hands it to you, and he looks at the page you hand him, and he goes, Rosin, you know my taste. I was partially hoping for something a bit more world-bending, but this could be very useful in adding to my collections. And he looks over at you, Eskiel, and he goes, it's been a pleasure doing business. And while I'd love to have you stick around, and you hear the baning coming from the hallway, he goes, gonna have to ask you to leave.
Fair enough. Well, I appreciate your time tonight.
He nods. He says, the butler is at that doorway, and the butler sort of looks at you and goes, right this way, sir.
And don't have too much fun tonight.
Yeah. As you're led back out, you're eventually led out the door you came. As you leave and the door closes, the butler turns around, takes out sort of a matchstick and relights the candle, and the candles illuminate in this hallway again.
Very nice.
And you can swear from under the door you can see a change in light, as if what's behind the door has changed. And he leads you out. And you're back out in the yard, on the patio.
And I will head back to the hotel and pick up the note if it's on the ground.
Pick up,
the note that I tried to give to Rupert.
Yes.
It didn't take.
Yep.
And the
All
5
right.
minutes
It's been
since.
on his shoulder the whole time, by the way.
That is true.
I mean, Fusum didn't say to get it out, so I was like, I
Yeah,
don't really
Fusum
care.
didn't
I'm
and
not
Razan
really
didn't, so. To be clear, like, that whole interaction was two powerful old people being like, oh yeah, sure, we'll have a chat.
Yeah.
Do this real quick. You were kind of the middleman, Escale, and you did a good job with that nat 20 of being the middleman.
Yeah. Apparently I can pull out the nat 20s when I need it, but don't necessarily want it.
All right. And you got to see, and
Keeper, that's so cool.
and sort of the meta side of it. You know a bit about his mansion now. Yeah. You would know how to get in to his secret part, so that's interesting. So you return home, all of you. Long rest, so you can actually level up now, everyone.
Yay.
interrupt him, finally.
Do you guys feel more powerful all of a sudden?
All of a sudden, much more powerful.
Alright, now I have, like, a whole bunch of songs from Wicked stuck in my head because of the whole rival wizards who should have been a couple thing. I don't know.
Kusum Javi is just a fucking evil version of Neon.
Who's Neon?
The collector from Hunter x Hunter. You literally said jars on the wall, and I was like, Matt.
Not intentional, actually. Fair enough.
I mean, I figured, but like, I was like, oh shit, it's like the collector's art.
He's just a man who collects gross things.
Yeah, or like the collector from the Marvel universe, or like I think there's a collector in the Percy Jackson universe.
Well, considering we had a hunter test, and now we're doing
okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Well, you guys rest, and you do eventually wake up, obviously. You would hope so. You all did your watches, and I would say one of your watches, I'd say, Les, you said you were taking the second watch?
Yes.
It's your watch when Eskiel gets home.
Les doesn't say anything.
Yeah. All right.
Long suffering look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just gonna give Eskio like the most tired look, and be like, it's that kind of look where like, I wish I could show you what I'm doing right now, but I can't. Where you're just tired, but like the person who receives this look gets the feeling that this is because of them.
I don't really care.
Yeah.
The bags from Never Sleeping just like reflect it.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Les is so like responsible, and not chaotically responsible, just like straightforwardly actually like will do things and can get them done, and the rest of us are all just like running around in capes like.
Real quick, just we established that Caden did the morning watch, right? And I just rolled my sanity for the day.
Yeah.
I rolled a nat 1.
Oh my gosh.
So you're not doing good at all.
That would
No,
be
unfortunately, that everybody walks out and there's one of those, what are they called? The Rube Goldberg machines, where like it's just a chain reaction of shit all over the common room. That's what everybody wakes up to, is some elaborate Rube Goldberg machine.
It's also great because the way that we did it was that Demos would be the one to wake Caden up, which means that he's literally the only one who doesn't know that this is, like, gonna happen, maybe? Alright, Caden?
Les walks back into his room.
Yes! Caden!
Oh, this
Hi!
Sitting on top of the fridge.
Oh, hello! Summer's gonna get on a stool and look at his eyes.
They are not good.
I mean, pretty sure. Yeah, there's
like
the living room
reptile slit eyes.
They don't look good.
Cool. Now, okay, so out of character. Remind me, did we figure out how to help with this? Is it like wait a couple hours, or is it like all day, or is it like?
It's until the next time he sleeps deep enough to dream.
So he's just a little nutso today.
Yeah.
Out of character. If somebody just knocked him out, he would sleep enough to drink. And we could like 1856 anesthesia this guy and just kind of punch him outside the head.
I have been mad at him for a couple of days.
Yeah, Demos's ears definitely perk at that, right? Like,
I take a few steps away from Demos.
Doctor, I think I can help with the
Okay, I'm sorry. But he died, yelled at me for almost dying, and then almost died again. If anybody's gonna punch him so hard he passes out, it's going to be me.
All assist.
I think it's more a question of
Thank
ability than desire.
Like steps off the fridge. Okay, I'm sorry. Did you just say I catch him? Did you just say I can't punch him so hard I knock him out? Because now it's a challenge.
I said I think it's more a question of capability than desire.
I prefer no concussions today.
You can get knocked out without a concussion. I'm a doctor.
Yes.
I knew things.
Are you really? Okay, in all seriousness though, hey, I guess Matt and Tegan, but like, would there probably be some sort of sleeping drought in medical kit?
No, nothing like that.
Okay,
Nothing
so
that'll
there's
just knock you out. Yeah, no.
Nothing like that. There'd be maybe like something that would make you loopy, but not something that would knock you out.
Yeah.
Just let me know when you want this problem fixed. I'm ready to go. Anything
I don't
to
see
help
any
her.
problem today. In fact, I say we should get going.
Where are we going?
That's an excellent question.
Well, alright, what's this thing that makes people loopy?
Which
Drugs.
Drugs.
We can't, Demos, we can't. We are not, you don't want to deal with, like, combat-y adventure with Caden like this. We tried. I feel fantastic. I don't know what you're talking about. I know.
Insight check?
That's...
Go ahead. I'm gonna roll inside damage.
What is this inside on?
Whether or not the doctor's doing fantastic.
I would like to
I'm
just
gonna
walk.
show...
14.
14? Doctor, what does a
diagram.
14 get you?
Caden thinks he's feeling fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt.
Yes, I heard a voice say my name.
Hello.
Hello?
Can I roll? I just want to know how adamant Caden is to going out today.
Make
What would I
a...
roll for that?
Gosh, Doctor, would this be like a... I'm asking you, Tegan, is this like an Arcana or a Medicine check, you think?
He is about going out today?
Like how
Like, how
far
adamant?
gone, or how out of it are you? How insane are you?
Out of it?
Yeah.
Okay. No, not out of it. Adamant. How adamant is he
Oh.
about going out today?
Sorry, yeah. Adamant. That'd be
Like, is he
insight
trying to
then. That'd be
push
insight
people
then.
to
Go
the door?
ahead, yeah.
Okay.
Roll insight. Sorry, I completely misunderstood what you were saying.
I mean, it's at 12.
Okay, Caden.
He honestly is at the point where it probably doesn't matter, and it will change. His opinion will change very quickly.
So the eye chart you have lets you know when the doctor is gonna have one of these days, where he's a bit out of his mind, as it were. But there isn't necessarily like a minus him getting dream sleep again. Or I think it was the case that Mitt casted like greater rest or like mitigated the effects, if I recall.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess I was just trying to figure out the. I guess Demos doesn't know this.
Yeah, Demos is gone.
Actually looks at the eyes and goes, what the hell?
They are
I'd like
glowing.
Is anybody else gonna try to explain to Demos what's going on, or?
Aiden picks up one of his other books that isn't magical and starts opening and closing it like it's a mouth talking to his magic book.
That's kind of annoying, says your magical book.
I made you a friend!
God damn
I mean, we
it.
could probably fix this. Do we know, like, what happened? Back up. Rewind. Pause yourself. The fuck happened?
Okay, maybe we conference in this room real quick. I want to pull Demos into a room where Dr. Caden can't be consciously objecting about how sane he is. About how sane he is.
I want to show insane Caden my rod.
Sure. Demos, you said something about lest?
I hate that.
I just said 30 or less.
30,
What am I?
30 roll? What?
30
Words
words
or
or
less.
less to describe the doctor's condition.
Oh. Lest got a 30 insight, that's right. Or wait, what, 30? What did you get?
What
Sorry,
are you
wait.
doing?
I got an
What
11.
on earth?
Type it out. You got an 11, and I think the doctor said wanted to get out. If you could type it out, Andrew, I think we're having a problem maybe understanding what you mean.
Okay, Andrew said to I think Summer, describe Caden's condition in 30 words or less.
Ah, yes, okay. I heard 30 and thought that you meant like dice roll.
Oh my goodness, so similar.
I know. Yeah. No worries. I'm caught up.
Yeah, I just want to pull him out of view of Caden so that Caden isn't protesting about how sane he is the whole time. Did anybody hear?
You may just need to say it again.
Okay, I just want to pull him into another room so that Caden isn't. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
We can. Pull him into a different room. Yeah. And you do that.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah. Every time he sleeps, there's a risk that he'll wake up with no grasp on reality. Okay, did you hear me?
Yes,
Mhm.
I'm thinking it. How long has this been going on?
Honestly, I think since he went back home a couple of months ago. But I mean, I didn't see it then. We didn't see it for the first time until, a couple of nights ago. The fine people at Critterton helped me make this, and I'm gonna show him the eye diagram. And we can sort of track how well he's doing each day. He hasn't been this bad. He's not usually this bad, but trust me, this is like the worst it gets, and he probably shouldn't be like near sharp things or things that would explode.
Put him back to sleep.
Back to sleep, yes. But the truth is, he doesn't necessarily recover very well from sort of skull impacts. So if we can happen to find a way to get him out.
If I were to choke him out, it's not a skull
No.
impact.
Okay, that's still. Wait, actually, okay, stop. I'm making a lot of assumptions here about Summer's character. Would Summer know from sort of her life, just sort of like in the field, right, with like some mercenary kind of thing?
Sure.
Does she know that like concussions and oxygen deprivation cause long-term damage, or like would she have like any concept? Where's medical science?
I mean, you can
like,
make a medicine check about how effective that would be.
About the best way to knock Caden out. All right.
Because when you go into a field or on a thing with anybody, you want them to be as sane as possible.
Yes.
And I don't feel comfortable being in a battle with someone who has no grasp on reality, so if I can put them out and they wake up better.
Summer puts like a hand. Puts like a hand on Demos' like arm. I don't know, probably he's very tall. And just says, "You are preaching to the choir. I had to give that exact speech a couple of days ago. That's how we got the eye diagram, so that nobody dies."
Great. A quick knock.
My medicine check was 16.
All right, so
Because I mean, also like solid Benadryl would do it.
you
I also think that's just common knowledge. Like, none of us are in the medical field, but we all know that.
So yeah, there are concussions and the like can have long-term damages, but also like this is like I'm trying to think. This is like not like you wouldn't really be like on the up and up in terms of like how bad it is, like mostly like a headache or maybe not have as good balance, that sort of thing. But you also would know that in a fantasy world, you can purchase sleeping potions, or you can find people. You've literally seen a spell be used that put people to sleep. There are
Caden.
there are magical means as well, but getting knocked out or having the wind taken out of you would be a quick solution to the problem. Is what you gather.
Okay, can I make a suggestion?
Go for it.
First, plan A. Let's see if we can essentially get. Remember the butler guy? Anyway, maybe we could get him to just run and buy us a sleeping draught. That would probably be easiest and fastest. Because also, it would be most costly, but with a sleeping draught, we can control the amount, and we know he won't be out like all day. If we just knock him out by hitting him very hard, we don't know how long it'll take him to recover. All we know is he has to sleep deeply.
But for how long is the question now we have to ask ourselves?
I mean, long enough to get deep.
That doesn't answer my question at all.
Do we know about a 90-minute sleep cycle?
No,
mask?
not at all. No, that's
Okay,
not.
I mean,
it's not
probably
in
a couple of
the
hours.
knowledge of the world.
Probably a couple of hours.
Oh, well, we can see if the sleeping draught option works.
Okay. I'm gonna
just say.
Yes, if the sleeping draught doesn't work, I want to first of all, on the way out, Summer is definitely going to take like her notebook and make it start talking to like Caden's notebooks.
Sure.
While this has all been happening,
Yeah.
first Caden took the bone rod and examined it like way too close to his face.
Mm-hmm.
Probably did that thing that you do to like coins to test the metal and like bit it.
Hey,
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
And then went and like started disassembling his Root Goldberg machine, and he started setting up something else. It's all on the floor. He's setting up some sort of like it kind of looks like dominoes, but they're not connected to knock each other over. It's like a maze. He's setting up like a hedge maze out of all of the stuff he's made.
I would like to do shenanigans.
Sure. What are the shenanigans?
Mage hand. To move his stuff around.
Oh fuck.
See if you can tell.
There is visible confusion.
Do I have to roll something to notice?
You can make a wisdom check, just a flat wisdom check. With disadvantage, because you are horribly gone.
I didn't need it. I rolled real shit. My wisdom is cool. 7.
Yeah, you are confused as heck. You don't know what's going on.
As this happens, Caden starts getting like visibly angry.
Visible
Hey,
confusion.
hi! I'm your handy journal friend.
Not now. I'm trying to figure this out.
You hear a knock on the door.
I got it.
Oh, boy.
You open the door and you see Alfred, the gnome butler, again. He goes,
Perfect. I have a question for you.
Oh, sure. I was just gonna say, I heard you guys had a long night.
That's
We
a story for another time. No, I step out into the hall with the notebook. The door closed.
Yep.
Oh,
The door closed.
yeah.
Can I?
Go ahead, Summer. Or wait, did Les say something?
Yeah.
Sorry, Les.
There's been a lot of that going around.
Sure. Les, you said something. Sorry. Go ahead.
I wanna try something. Cause Les went back into his room, but I'm pretty sure he can hear all this commotion. I want him to come out and be like, "Oh my god, my stomach hurts so bad. Caden, can you help me, please?"
Caden looks up.
Do I need to roll performance, or is he so out of it that he won't be able to figure it out?
I'll help you cast Fireball.
What do you do, Doctor, in response to hearing that Lest is...
Caden gets up immediately and walks over and, like, goes, tell me about your symptoms, and is, like, poking Lest and, like, ducking in and out, like, from under his arm and things like that.
Don't bring any sharp things. You know how I get. But my stomach just hurt. I think I ate something so bad. My head hurts and my stomach hurts and it's hard to breathe a little bit and my throat, I can barely feel it.
Oh my goodness, it must be, this happens sometimes with Lest. He'll get sick from some kinds of food. It would be so helpful if you could help out.
Caden's already right there, and he's, like, thinking, and he's like, I have some things, and he pulls out his herbalism kit, medicine kit, and he's like, I can make you something that should calm any intestinal issues. What kind of pain? Is it an aching, or is it sharp? Is it a crack?
Well, go ahead.
No, that's what he's doing.
Yeah. Whilst Lest imaginary stomach issues are being taken care of, Demos, you are out in the hallway with Alfred.
Yes, I have a favor to ask of you. I'm going to gain from this one favor.
Oh, whoa, okay.
Do you perchance have a sleeping draught available in this hotel? Well,
yes. If you're looking for just a 2-hour sleeper, that would run you about 300 gold pieces for one dose.
Will that put someone to sleep for 2 hours, but will it be deep sleep?
From my understanding, yes. I usually do the sleeping drought plus.
The biggest scam.
Now only 25,000 gold pieces.
Alfred goes, it's really hard to get, but I'm a butler who works his ass off all the time, and so I don't get a lot of sleep. A sleeping drought plus runs you about 5,000 gold pieces, but you'll get the equivalent of a long, nice rest in like 10 minutes.
I'm gonna vote insight.
Sure, go ahead.
Sounds too good to be true.
It's hard to find and pricey.
And that's a 25 with a natural 20.
He is telling the truth. He knows a guy. It's apparently rare to find. Like, you aren't going to find it in any stores, really.
We don't even have 5,000 gold. Like, even.
But he goes, but if you don't have that kind of money, I can just get you a simple sleeping, sort of 2-hour sleeper potion for 300 gold.
Someone get the gold out of Caden's bag. You won't even notice.
Caden doesn't have 300 gold. Caden
Sorry,
has
Demos?
30 gold.
Demos is saying something.
Is that how... Demos not knowing anything, is the last to know. Is that how much they normally are? Or is that your price?
Oh, he goes, that is how much they are here at this resort. You might get different prices elsewhere. We sometimes give 2-hour sleepers to people who have been on, like, long travels and they need... It can also work as, like, a sleep aid, you know? Listen. I'll tell you what. I might be willing to bring down the price. Or in other words, pay a bit for it for you. If...
I mean, we'll probably have this room for a couple more nights. You can just keep taking the days and nights off.
Make a persuasion check. That's actually a really good deal.
Yeah, it's a really good point.
19?
He thinks for a moment, goes, I suppose otherwise you'd make me work my ass. Yeah.
Nothing so like.
All right. I can pay for half of it. You only have to pay 150 gold.
We can do that.
That's a deal. I will pay him 150 gold.
He runs off to the elevator and...
I'm gonna wait outside that door, still holding the door closed.
Yeah.
Aiden doesn't wander off.
For sure.
Holding the door with like all my might closed.
Make a strength check. Make a strength check.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I wanted to say what
Yeah, go ahead.
what what I was gonna say, and then there was confusion about
Who was talking or whatever, yeah.
Yes. I was gonna say that as soon as Caden, who has been like playing with his books, slips away to attend to Les, I would like to sort of surreptitiously Summer doesn't take Caden's arcane focus. She definitely does put it under a couch or something and then sit on that couch. Kind of a little as soon as he is distracted enough that she can
Can you take his scalpels too? Because that's Les's biggest fear right now.
Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure Caden's arcane focus is his book.
Right. Well, but Caden was making his books talk to each other. He's got all his stuff everywhere. She's gonna try to
make a sleight of hand.
He's got that he's taken from the hotel room everywhere. The book is still in his bag.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were making your book talk to your book.
Yeah, I grabbed one of the books.
It doesn't actually really matter because I'm still gonna steal your book.
Okay, it's in my bag, you know.
That's fine. I mean, is your bag? Do you have your backpack on in the hotel room?
It's a saddle bag.
Hmm.
Okay. While Caden is busy getting out his herbalism kit and stuff, I would like.
Just make a sleight of hand against his passive perception. That's all you have to do.
This is gonna be.
Okay.
Oh, Tatsu, don't forget.
I don't want a fireball going off. Also, I would like to, and I know that this is wild, but the book is sentient, sort of, and I would like to try to kind of give the book a knowing look. All right, sleight of hand is
only
plus.
see this going well.
Sleight of hand is +4, so, well, I mean, I rolled a 23, so.
Yeah, no, you get the book. Meanwhile, Doctor, you notice something else despite your crazy state.
You rolled a 23 on a d20? Holy shit.
Well, I rolled a 19
+4.
and it's +4.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the Doctor, you notice that Escale has been, yeah, you notice that there is a floating hand that is slowly setting up domino pieces behind you without your noticing. But you do notice it now. Doctor, there's just domino pieces being set up behind you.
This is not part of the original design.
I'm just staying quiet.
We're playing along.
No. You don't know the route. You've got to set it up to scale. Otherwise, we're never going to figure this out.
Demos, after
Okay, we can.
a while, Alfred comes back.
Okay.
Sorry, Summer, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's.
All right, yeah, I'll go ahead then.
I was trying to.
Yeah, go ahead.
He said he was getting angry. This seems.
Oh, I
It
see.
seems
Yeah.
important to address,
Sure.
doesn't it?
It does.
Or
No, it does. As you've been able to tell by me mishearing people all night, I am apparently out of it. So do forgive me for interrupting and things like that. Go ahead.
Caden's been trying to set
really
up
remember what
this
was
hedge
happening.
mage thing, and he's annoyed because the dominoes are not part of his original design.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. We didn't know. We can stop. And Summer's gonna elbow Escale.
Do you stop, Escale?
I kind of take a few steps back and don't necessarily in the spell.
Les just gonna look at Escale and be like, "Hey, if you're gonna take anything, get the fucking scalpels and medical shit out of his bag." If he comes towards me, one of those, we're gonna have a problem.
We don't want him and so I have to amputate your stomach.
Yeah, or if you really want to piss him off, just keep moving his herbalism kit so he can't find it, so it takes him longer to make the potion.
can do
Caden
that.
at this point has put his mask on, and with this maze that he's been setting up, he's starting to slowly trace his way, like, ankle to toe kind of way through this maze. It's too small. It's way too small. But he's trying to get through it, and he keeps taking wrong turns and having to turn around, and it's not working. He's, like, knocking shit over, and then he has to reset it up, and he'll start back from the beginning, and he's, like, blocking everyone out.
Speaking of
Matt, is there a fantasy version of Morse code?
Oh yeah, there would be.
Like that.
Well, there'd be different versions. There isn't a universal Morse code, but like there'd be like different groups who'd implement something like Morse code.
I'm thinking that like if there were something that would be probably localized in sort of the lands near Odengrad.
Yeah.
Country of Icon would probably know it because she ran with people like that.
Yeah.
I want to just like sort of tap on the door, like ETA, like are we close?
And speaking of getting close, Demos, you begin to hear just tapping on the door. Honestly, no, you've spent. Yeah. Alfred comes back with a little potion and he goes, "Here you go. Should put him to sleep for 2 hours."
Wonderful. Thank you.
No worries. I get to get paid for nothing.
You're good to leave.
Right.
I will open the door and just pull someone out into the hallway and close the door again.
Oh, yes?
So I got the sleeping drug and I hold it up.
They was fast.
Oh, they're out in the hallway. You're not there right now. Yeah.
Okay, that's fantastic. So getting him to consume it.
My plan is to just hold him down and pour it down his throat.
Well,
do you have a better idea that'll get him to drink this?
Not really. I was kind of hoping that
My biggest fear would be I hand it to him and he throws it and there's just 150 gold I just threw away.
Oh, I can help with that. Never mind. We'll figure that out later.
I am going to hold him down and you are going to shove it in his gullet.
Oh, I hate that. But okay.
Hold him down?
I have a net. Actually, it's kind of like essentially like game mechanics wise, like since it only takes a turn to give somebody a potion, I could in fact restrain Caden with the net. Like, I do restrain.
The net's pretty fucking massive, and it's not a very massive room. And then you have walls to worry about. Like, it's just a lot of obstacles in the way for a net. You also have SL and less. Like, you're gonna have a lot of obstacles in your way.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, you pick. Do you want tackle or do you want pour?
I mean, I could probably.
I'll tackle. It's fine. No other way around.
You be assist. I'm gonna hold him down and shove it down his throat, and if it fails, get back up.
Yeah, okay.
It's going swimmingly.
Well,
I'm gonna open the door and walk in, not
freaking slice the.
So you just walk in.
Which way is the doctor facing?
Doctor's currently facing away, trying to go through a maze.
So I thought he would be facing. He's like moving.
He's moving around.
Facing, he's like turning because he's going through a maze.
But you see him. He's cautiously going through a maze.
Cool. Demos is just gonna walk up to the bar.
How do you get through this maze?
He just walks through it.
Yeah.
The moment you touch it, he goes, "Don't come in. It's dangerous."
Do you just keep going?
Describe danger.
Don't.
It can't be this big of a room. We have to just run and get him. Yes. Okay, Summer's done with this. She's gonna start running toward him and hoping that Demos just does too.
Caden's gonna. I'm sorry, y'all. He's a little crazy right now. He's gonna fight back.
That's fine. He doesn't have his spell book.
What I will say is, Demos is like, yo, he's a crazy wizard. I'm gonna be cautious. Summer just runs in. Summer, go ahead and make a athletics check versus Caden acrobatics. Because you said yourself you were cautiously going through a maze. You are not quite the footing to do anything right away. Summer, go ahead and roll athletics. Caden, roll acrobatics.
Would you have disadvantage?
Caden, you would have disadvantage, yes.
I see this going swimmingly.
Yes.
I mean, athletics isn't my strongest suit, but it's not horrible.
Demos is judging behind Summer.
Sure.
And Summer's definitely trying to disguise it as somewhat playful. As if she just
Demos isn't.
Yeah, Demos is ready.
Yeah, that's fine.
What was your
Summer's
athletics?
whole thing is plausible deniability.
Oh, actually, Kate.
I got a
Go ahead.
14 athletics.
All right.
I got a 16.
All right. So you try to grab, but Caden moves away. But Demos is right behind. Demos, go ahead and roll athletics, and Caden roll acrobatics disadvantage.
I'm gonna grab him by his chest. And it's like hold him up, and then like just gently-ish. Just like put him on his back.
Yeah.
Athletics?
Yeah.
I see this going so.
And this time, Caden, tell me what you get with your disadvantage of
Yeah,
acrobatics first.
I have a I rolled pretty good, but you know, probably. Well, yeah, I'm definitely not gonna beat that.
You are now pinned to the floor.
You will thank me for this.
Caden is kicking. Can I take his mask off?
Yeah, Summer, you can take his mask off.
I want to grab the mask.
Askiel, you grab the mask.
I do not know. Well, I want this to get back to him.
Well, hold on. This is kind of important. The mask. The reason it's a bird beak is, like, historically, is so people don't get close to their face. He's using that to his advantage, and he is pecking.
That's fine. I want to grab the beak and take the mask off.
It can be done. Pecking is not an effective attack strategy.
I will say, Caden looks terrified right now.
Trust me. You will thank me for this later.
He is screaming and he is terrified.
Do you pour the... Yeah, go ahead, Eskiel. Go ahead, Eskiel, go ahead.
If the mask is not put on the ground, then I don't go for it. I just pictured that.
Got you.
Oh, fuck it. You'll like me later. Like, put the potion in his gullet and, like, hold the head and jaw close around the potion bottle and, like, make sure they swallow.
With the athletics you rolled earlier. Yeah, go ahead, Summer.
I just wanted to...
I feel so bad for doing this.
Go ahead, Summer.
Summer definitely is like nearby saying, like, trying to soothe Caden. Like, trying to calm him down.
That's not doing shit.
Well, okay.
Caden.
Fine. I just wanted to
Want
say
to
that
try.
I did it.
Want to try,
That's,
yeah.
The whole game is made of saying we do things, so I wanted to say I did it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what Demo said to you.
Yeah, it's just what Demo said to Summer. Not,
okay, she doesn't care.
Like, I can imagine this is like a daycare.
What is in your mouth? Spit that out.
Right, except
Spit
he's
that
like
out.
not a kid.
Nonetheless,
level.
as the potion does go down your gullet, Caden, you do pass out pretty quickly.
Alright, I'll roll my sanity dice again.
In 2 hours, you will awake.
Cool.
I would have much rather just knocked them out, but that felt horrible to do. Just say it.
Oh,
What
thank
did
God,
you
I
do?
rolled so much better this time.
Eskiel asked what you did, Demos. And Summer.
What was that you gave him?
Sleeping drought. Actual sleeping drought, not alcohol. Actual sleeping drought.
He'll be up again in a couple of hours, as long as we don't disturb him.
Hey. Well, that's cool.
I'm gonna carry him softly to a bed. And
Why
tuck
don't you
him
just
in.
lie to him next time? Be a lot
I'm gonna
easier.
carry him softly to a bed and tuck him in.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I'm suggesting.
Yeah, that was better plan next time we do
We
that.
only had one shot though, is the thing. And honestly, he was really mad at you.
He's a pretty clever bastard, too, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
Yes.
He didn't show any aggression towards me, just my hand.
Well,
But you didn't.
he absolutely did.
Unless I missed
Okay,
something,
I
he
can't.
didn't.
I can't. Summer's gonna it's Summer's turn to shut herself in a room. She's just gonna I don't know, read or something by Caden until he wakes up and she can check his eyes.
Sure. They are making her breakfast with you guys after such an eventful morning.
I will say, Summer definitely does actually bring Caden's journal, the one that he doesn't want anyone but her to read, in there so that no one can read it.
Sure.
Demon, in the middle of this, pipes up and goes, "Who has the talking stick? Is that still a thing?"
Les
has the talking stick, I believe.
Can I have it back?
Yeah. It just goes into his room and gets it. Then he brings it back out and hands it.
Yep.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Did you also get the
stick.
dirt I left with it?
What was that?
Did you also get the gold I left with it?
I think so.
Yes, I believe you did.
Wonderful.
How you doing, Mouse? You might be the next foremost expert other than our asleep expert. Do you think this is real bone?
He holds up the rod.
That's from the rod. Yeah.
Does it feel similar?
Make a nature check.
Does it feel similar to the tusk?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll leave it up to you. You can either make a nature check or an investigation check.
I think they both suck.
Then pick your poison, I suppose.
Yeah, they're both -1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, if this felt similar to the tusk that
it does not feel similar to a tusk.
Yeah. That's a natural 20, my dude.
What?
Hey.
This ice is gonna go up here for a little bit.
It does feel. It feels like hollow bones, like how sort of bird bones would feel. So easily broken and all that sort of thing, but
I would say yes.
yeah, it is bone.
Ew, crap.
It should be bone. Why are you carrying a hollow bone?
Well, it's
I
pretty
just
cool.
think it's neat.
Yeah. It's actually pretty neat. I was just curious. I'll put it away.
Cool.
Fair enough.
During this 2-hour period that we have,
Yes.
I honestly think Demos is just gonna be playing the violin the whole time.
The violin? I forget you can play that.
Yeah. He's just gonna pull out the violin and just be lightly playing while drinking coffee or whatnot.
For sure.
Because what else are we gonna do for 2 hours?
For sure.
All he does.
Yep. Escale, you are attuned to your rod, I take it?
Always.
Yeah, always.
To some people, it's a nightly ritual they have to do.
Man, I've been trying not to pull out the gift for these jokes because it feels too obvious, but...
Do it.
Okay.
Oh,
Very nice.
Yep.
I really wanted to do it when Demos was in the outhouse.
Oh, when Escale was in
Not
the
Demos, sorry, Escale. I was reading Demos' name.
I mean, you didn't see the whole thing, so it's hard to tell.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, Matt, during YouTube episodes, when these air, you should just put some of the GIFs and pictures.
I really should. I should find a way to do that. I really should do. But all right. I mean, 2 hours ago, Summer is staying with Caden during the 2 hours rest. Demos is playing violin. Escale is looking at his rod. What languages do you speak, Escale?
That is an excellent question.
Speaking of.
I should have known to look. Common, deep speech, Elvish, Primordial, Undercommon, and Vidalcan.
There's some undercommon. There's some deep speech in there. There's even a bit of promo. Yeah.
Okay.
And reading what it says, it seems to be names
Okay.
etched into this thing. And
Oh,
as you're looking at it, in common, you see on this rod, and there's a few in common too. You see your signature on there.
Oh.
If that wasn't there before.
Okay.
Because you've attuned to it. So
There we go.
you gather these are all signatures of previous warlocks who have attuned to this item.
All warlocks?
Yeah,
Do I know
warlocks.
Okay.
The vampire Fusum described it as something only warlocks could really
Specifically a
use.
warlock one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool.
Mhm.
I will sit and read.
And in Lust, what are you doing?
I
During
think
this
you already
series?
know what I'm doing.
Oh?
I'm making cookies.
Bacon.
I have a bag now. I'm stocking up.
Mm-hmm. Good. Make
So, yeah, I'm
a
just gonna make a
check with your baker's tools or whatever. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait, what is?
It's like plus your wisdom, or it's like wisdom plus proficiency, if I recall.
Yeah. Okay. We should put that on the.
I
should
think
put
it's
that on my
on.
thing.
Yeah, it's somewhere. It might be on your background, I think. I don't recall. But go ahead.
Nat 20.
God, what's up with the nat 20s today?
Hey,
I've only rolled
it's a
like
good
4
thing.
times though, so.
Fair, but also.
Just time
I
back in
haven't
like
rolled one.
3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. True. Last you make 24 cookies.
That's valid. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Because I was gonna say a dozen, like for a generally good roll, for like a good or
Yeah.
decent roll, and then I was like, that's 20. That's 24. That's a lot of cookies.
And then I'm gonna find some like form of like holder, like a Tupperware,
Mm-hmm.
and then put them in there. Because I already have the ones in my. I already have 12 in my bag, so I'm just gonna put the rest in my bag of holding.
Got you. Yeah, that works.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah, Summer.
Do I make any progress
Yes.
on decoding this
You had your previous first roll for it was an 18. Please do roll again. What was that, investigation, I think? Yeah. Something like
thing?
that.
I think so.
Yeah.
That sounds right. I mean, I don't think I have any.
Mm-hmm.
+3, so 16. Not as good,
All right.
but
Not as good as the first one,
passable.
but good. Yeah, I mean, you continue to make way in decoding it. Last time you got familiar with the code. This time you're beginning to crack like maybe one word or so, or you're able to begin to. You're just understanding it better. That's maybe the best way to say it.
Yeah, cool. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's not gonna happen overnight, and
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
just killing time.
But I am
mostly,
keeping
so-
track of it. This is roll 2 of I don't know if I told you the max rolls you're gonna have to do. It's not a lot. It's in the single digits, but roll 2 of single digit number before we get there. Yes, you do make progress in that. Eskiel, you mentioned you were reading. Are you wanting to read from the Book of Shadows specifically?
Yeah.
All right. In which case, you, my friend, roll a d100.
Oh, okay.
A D100.
Yeah,
Wow.
for what he ends up reading. Up on.
Roll.
Are you gonna get a D100 dice?
89. Oh,
89.
I'm just using virtual at the moment.
Oh wow, it is a similar roll you got before, but I'll talk about it from. Last time you rolled this, you read up on some ancient weapons. You read about a sort of crystal bomb that could take in souls and
Crystal.
yeah, so sort of Saki crystal, as it were. This time you open up a page that seems to be describing a sort of I guess I would describe it as almost like a zombie-like thing. Something that overrides humanoids' sort of own willpower and causes them to attack others.
Like an infection?
Yeah, but then it does pass. It is like infectious.
So it's like a bug.
Yeah, and this weapon would be used to in the First and Second Great War to completely destabilize like farmlands or farm town, like to prevent resource gathering for the most part. Because you wouldn't want to give it to, say, well-trained soldiers, because then they'd be harder to deal with. But a bunch of farmers, you could destabilize that region, then go in and take care of the survivors, basically.
I love it.
Yeah.
So dark.
So, yeah, that is the weapon you read up on.
Does it have a name?
It certainly can.
I literally made something just like that for our other campaign, and I'm very happy right now. Great minds.
Great minds think alike, indeed. I mean, it'd really be known as wait. I think a fun name for it would be the cornucopia bomb.
The what?
The cornucopia bomb.
Cornucopia bomb. Okay.
Yeah, because like in the Hunger Games, the cornucopia, yeah, just makes everyone fight each other. Zombie dealio.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah. So read up on it. Again, you don't really feel like you could go about just like, making the thing. But reading up on it, you gather that somebody well educated enough and with the resources could. Similar to the previous thing, like to the previous things you've read. Like, it's hard for you to understand it. In fact, almost impossible, but like the instructions are there. You know what I mean?
The instructions are there?
Yeah, like on how to make it. It's just for you, it's all like this hyper academic and like.
Instructions there for the crystal? I know it talked about the base crystal.
Yeah, well, the thing with the crystals, you need a very specific kind. That's the hardest part. But
right, and they were supposed to be all stuff. I'll use them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is a very dangerous book. What you have? Smile. So.
I want one for reasons.
For reasons. I think Malaya wants one.
That is what I meant. I was hoping somebody would be like, not Summer, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're a wizard.
Okay, let's be honest. Malaya has one.
But nonetheless, 2 hours pass and Caden, you wake up, and Summer, you check the eyes, and Caden is doing well.
Caden, roll.
I would like. Okay. Do I have to? I forgot whether we said I had to roll every time with this chart to do
you
the
don't.
medicine.
You just sort of.
Or
the chart helps you. Yeah. You're good.
Didn't you?
Sees you there and goes, "Hello."
Hey, how much do you remember?
Enough.
Did they walk out of the room?
Enough to. Well, in a minute.
Yeah. Let Summer.
Wait, here's the thing. He was like very scared and screaming, and we had to hold him down and force him to drink something, which is a really traumatizing experience. So like, it might still be good to check in, and I'd like to do that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Remember like what you were doing or what we were doing?
Wandering around being an idiot.
Not idiot exactly. Still probably clever. Here's your book back. I'm gonna give him his talking book back.
Please don't give it. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
We became
fast friends.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we did share a knowing look, and he decided not to rat me out to you when I stole him, so there's that. And, also, I got you this because...
do anything to spite me, so I'm not surprised, and I put him back in my bag.
And then I give, Caden his journal back too. I was like, those seemed like the most important things to sort of keep from prying eyes. Mostly I'm the prying one, but you never know. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm doing much better. Sorry. I didn't realize I was... know. I have a suspicion. Did you clean up the mess I'm presumably made?
Honestly, I have no idea.
I did not
There
know.
was some chaos, and I kind of came in here to watch over you. And I would bet anything that Lest has been baking, and I don't know about Escale. What do you think you made?
Sound of violin music coming from
Yeah.
the main area.
Demos plays violin.
I am aware.
Did everybody know this but me? He's good. Is he good?
He is good.
I didn't know.
He is good. He's proficient with it.
I mean, he pulled it out and played while everybody was headbutting each other.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Ironically, I don't remember that.
I'm sorry about.
I wonder why.
You did not seem particularly happy with. Well, you seem terrified. I'm sorry. We talked about trying to trick you, but you're actually still kind of smart when you're like that.
No, yes, I think I, didn't sleep all the way. It's hard to explain, and then I tried to finish while I was awake.
You tried to finish your dream?
Yes.
Or like your sleep?
No, both?
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you were okay before. Escale was kind of, messing with you a little, and
I'm sure it was very
Yes.
entertaining.
Yeah, no, it was actually really funny. He's great at that. I smell cookies. And then, yeah.
Hayden puts
I
a
just-
hand on Summers and goes, "Thank you for checking in."
Yeah, of course.
And then Caden gets up and goes outside and
Thank you for being less crazy after your nap.
yes, looks at, like, the moment he sees the mess that is this maze he was making on the floor, he
Yep.
just glares at it.
And Demos, you see the doctor leave the room and see into the mess.
Welcome back to the land of the slightly less insane.
Thank you, it's very good to be back. Caden kicks over one of the walls of his maze.
And that's where we are. Oh, you go.
Summer gives Lest like a thumbs up just to like confirm like he's good.
As the doctor starts to kick over his maze, Demos just pipes up and yells, "Careful! You said it's dangerous."
Yes, I'm sure I did.
The doctor's
Good
not
thing-
living any of these moments down at all.
What does this mean?
Also, I'm very sorry for picking you up, slamming you-ish on the ground, and pouring a potion down your gullet. But I will do it again if it means you become more sane or not yourself.
We're gonna need a lot more gold if we're gonna do that regularly.
Well, my first option was to just sleeper hold you.
I thought the sleeping drought might be a better plan, eh?
Well, if you need to save money or tight for money, I got the plan. I
Alright,
just need you to say yes.
no, I understand. I've had to restrain a patient before when they were acting erratically. So, it's fine. I'll look into other ways that aren't going to be as expensive if you ever need to have me tap out for a bit.
We have a plan B. We just need
We
plans
need
B, B,
frickin-
and
We need fantasy chloroform.
Yeah.
sleeper hold.
Oh gosh, that made me think of the Community bit with chloroform. I don't know if you guys have watched Community, but
I've watched
I have
Community.
not.
I'm glad
It's on my
someone
list.
else has.
yeah.
Hang on. Caden, whenever you go crazy, do you remember things? And do you remember things from whenever you're crazy?
I mean, I remember most of it. Sometimes it's a little funny if I'm not exactly thinking clearly.
Do you remember your thought process right now from how it was?
I mean, I remember most of it. I know why I made this mess, so, you know.
What if next time we just present you with a potion that will boost your smarts so you can actually figure it out?
I don't know if that would necessarily convince me. It's kind of a panic state, so I'm not thinking clearly, one, because I'm going a little mental, but,
Okay,
yeah,
then...
I'm also panicking a little bit.
Alright. Then next time, I'll just try to have Demo smile a little less whenever he's knocking you out.
It's truly fine. I hold no hard feelings. Again, I've had to restrain a patient before. I didn't hurt anybody, did I? I shouldn't have. But
You
did I?
stabbed me.
I stabbed you.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Did you?
Yeah, you almost tried to cut me open with a scalpel.
What?
Yeah, I had to distract you and tell you that my stomach hurt so that you wouldn't go outside. And you said that we had to do surgery.
I think maybe there was some, there might be some panic-induced exaggeration sort of happening.
Oh, I nearly died.
You definitely were very mad at Escale. Let's go with that. You were definitely very mad at Escale.
Why?
Why?
I have no idea.
What did he do? Why was I upset with him?
You played with your toys.
I was being an angel.
Can I rub it in?
I have done nothing wrong.
Can I roll to contest?
Dino goes back to playing the violin.
Escale so much. Me too.
Oh, look at that. A natural 20 plus 10. That's a 30.
For deception?
Yes.
You
Yeah.
have
I mean, I rolled
I
a
do.
22.
I'm
But it wasn't a natural 20, but it was a 22.
Well, I got a 30. That's awkward.
It's awkward. That's awkward. That's awkward. That's really awkward for you that you got a 22 and you got a 30. I'm sorry. So yeah, no, you believe him. You believe what he's saying.
Fuck. Cool.
Hey.
I mean,
Demos is just playing the violin as a slightly more jaunty tune.
well, cool, I guess. Now that my little situation is over, I think we should talk about last night.
Well, another important question. Since we have wasted half the day because we got up super late because we didn't go to bed.
Truth. It is close-ish to lunch.
It's probably like lunchtime.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
What are we doing? What's the plan? Look, we can talk about last night, but we also need a plan of where we're going or what we're doing.
Well, we wanted to go see Fusun Jahi, but somebody already did, so I was wondering if we could get a debrief on what happened.
Okay, what's the next goal?
After that.
Well, I'm not sure if we are gonna know until we know what's up.
Fair
Right?
enough.
I mean, eventually we want to go to Remaru, yes? Or
Yes,
Caden does
I
at least, and
very much need to get there.
Well, I think that was the plan, but there was the other hotel that, like, Aslan is playing fifth-dimensional chess against us that we were supposed to go
Yes,
by.
we were supposed to check that out too.
Fifth-dimensional chess doesn't work if you don't play.
I think that's why
That's
it's
what
fifth-dimensional.
So, Summer, you were saying something to that effect of what Demos is saying.
yeah, no, I was just like, that's what also, he's not playing against us. He's playing against someone else, and he wants us to be pieces. But, I mean, I'm up for investigating if you guys are. I'd just rather not sleep there.
Great. We have a plan. We're gonna go investigate, and then we're gonna go to Remerud.
Remerud.
First, let's get some lunch.
First,
Brunch.
And debrief.
Brunch, yeah, brunch/debrief. That works. So as you guys are brunching it up, Eskiel, what do you share?
Well, last night, like I told, last night, like I told Demos, I needed to go buy somewhere because a little voice in my head said, "Hey, go buy somewhere." So I had a crib, and then I went by the place. Look at that, it's Fusum's. The god let me in, and I don't know if it's just because I looked the type or what, but he said I didn't have an appointment, and then he let me in. There's a lot of things I just didn't even question, but that's not important. Well, I got this rod, and it's pretty cool.
I wanted to say as soon as Escale started debriefing, Caden.
I wanted to cover for him. Just gonna put that out there.
Caden was at the tech logs.
I see.
I wanted to say that I wanted to cover for him, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt either.
Enos is making sure no one is paying extra close attention to this table.
Yeah, because you guys would be eating brunch like in a semi, like private but public space. You know, like how it is.
Gotcha. Okay.
So Demos is essentially...
Make a perception check, Demos, for me. And then what I want from you, Doctor, is to make a sleight of hand check with advantage because you are being helped. But go ahead first, Demos. What do you get?
Demos sees shit. That is a 3.
Okay, yeah.
Nope.
The brunch... Oh, natural 1. The brunch is just so good, you can't keep your eyes off it. It's so good.
Imagine it's been such a long ass night. It's been like 15 hours since actually had any good food.
Honestly, I think the 20th might have been like 3 sessions. I ain't even gonna lie. Yeah. And then what's your sleight of hand with advantage, Doctor, in terms of your casting of the spell?
It is 16.
I do believe that. Yeah, that barely passes Eskiel's passive perception, so he does not notice.
And passive is all it's used?
Yeah, because you...
me?
Yes, because the reason I'm using passive is because you aren't actively, like...
Good enough.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Gotta take that to another level of depth. Let's see here. I said, well, I had a crap. So...
You get that.
You get the smell.
Good.
The bodyguard let me in.
Does it smell like he's eating the right amount of, things in his diet?
He's dead.
Make a medicine check.
Man, this is like beyond making a medicine check through scrying or something.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
Is like
through thought
of
alone.
another person's memory.
Yeah.
18?
You are unsure.
Track?
You're unsure because it's through the memory of this other person. You're unsure.
Oh, man.
Okay, and then walking along is just like kicking rocks and me walking along. You know, horse carriage sound or two.
Yeah.
I guess if it's just like general surface thoughts, it's not that specific.
Yeah.
I get to the door, or I get to the gate, and the guard says something, and I say something, and he gives a call to a little ball, and then Rupert shows up, and I try to send a message back to Rupert. And then I give up, and I walk inside, and things get darker, but I can still see. And I go into this colder space. It's noisy. And,
this is your surface thoughts as you're telling the story. Do I hear you thinking about omitting specific details?
That's a hard question.
Yeah, the surface thoughts are entirely up to you, Josh/S-Scale, like what they would have been.
Let me do something.
No worries.
So there are like there's some of the pictures juxtaposed to what I'm telling you guys, like with the guard and sounds, because like I said something, that he said something, it took ball, and then he let me in, and I just said like he let me in because I guess I looked the type. So there's like that kind of a mission, but there's not consciously like don't say this or that.
Yeah.
And then the loud noises, presumably from the cellars, is what I was talking about whenever I said things I didn't question, because I was very focused, and like you get a very crisp mental image of Kusum, no doubt, like in his freaking dope armor, obsidian
Like
armor,
obsidian looking armor, yeah, with the noble looking cloaks and stuff, yeah.
You see me pull out my book and tear out a page and trade it with Kusum for the rod that I showed you while you were insane.
Do you remember what you said to get in the door?
Wait.
Not said. Do you remember, like...
I didn't say I... Yeah, okay.
I mean, was there a reason? Like...
For what?
To get in.
At the middle of the night? Do you know, or do you think it was just looking the type, or...
Yeah. I mean, I seem to look the type. And there's an omission there, obviously.
Do I hear you think no?
Just the surface thought of...
It's more like a long,
Yeah, okay.
Did you feel like you were in danger at any point?
Honestly? No. He had a table that had legs on it. Oh.
Okay, most tables do.
Every table has legs on it, my dude.
No, you're right. But it was like people legs. It didn't move.
Oh, I'm sorry. You mean like carved in the shape of...
That must be an expert woodcutter.
No, I don't think he does.
Oh.
No.
Okay, so he had...
It looked dried.
I think he's referring to taxidermy legs.
Of human being, okay, cool, of humanoid sort of...
I don't know if they're human, they could have been orc or elf, And it could have just been carvings.
Was everybody saying something about how this guy was maybe friendly and a harmless acquaintance?
He seemed like he had a weird taste in things. But, I don't know, he liked to talk.
You like to talk?
You do much talking?
A little bit.
What did you talk about?
Getting this run.
Did you happen to, I don't know, hear anything about captives or kidnapping people off the street?
Yeah.
Or see anything related to that? Because that seems like a pressing concern, maybe?
I wouldn't say I saw anything like that.
And the detect thoughts, do they get the...
There were some sounds. Yeah, just some banging. I'm sure it was fine. Maybe it wasn't.
Was this table with human legs sort of the only indication of super, maybe gruesome murder stuff, or?
I mean, he had some like animal heads, like hunters have. But like,
rude.
I think it's just personal taste at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no universe in which Summer doesn't dislike trophy hunting, but whatever. Like, I mean, okay. I don't know.
Caden would see that as a house cat.
Yeah. Caden's sitting there and he's very much trying to, like, swallow down his knee-jerk reactions to the images he gets through telepathic bond. Or not telepathic bond,
You're not that high level yet.
Not yet!
Okay, so he might be involved in some stuff here, but we're not sure if we're gonna stay here for any longer than we have to, right, Kate? I mean, how quickly do you want to?
We knew that he wasn't a nice dude.
We did know that, yes.
Seem surprised that he doesn't seem like a nice dude.
I'm not surprised so much as I am. Well, I mean, I'm not surprised he's not nice. I will always be surprised when I find out that someone has fashioned humanoid limbs into furniture, I think.
Now, that is just a hypothesis. I didn't actually inspect the table, so I'm not sure.
Okay, maybe he really likes imitation furniture of dried taxidermied human legs, which is or orc or elvish or better.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, someone approaches your table. Seems to be wearing some sort of guard outfit, but maybe a bit higher rank, and walks up and says, sorry to interrupt, is there a Demos here?
Yes. What can I do you for?
Uh,
Stand up.
I received word from, some guard, from, a village nearby that you had successfully killed a wanted criminal. You had successfully killed a wanted criminal?
Oh yeah, I saved this town from being burned down in the criminal speaking with the dragon, yeah.
Oh,
I'm
what?
sorry, you
What?
make the highlight, didn't make the summary.
What, that I killed a criminal, saved a town, and rode on the back of a dragon? With the dragon helping me assist the town?
I think we got the dragon part.
Oh, cool.
I think it was the
Yes,
full
what can I do
heroism.
But anyway, yes, this fine gentleman seems to have been involved. That nearby village was attacked by bandits, and this criminal by the name of Bruce tried to use that as a way to escape. And you stopped him and killed him. And for that, his bounty was dead, 500 gold pieces. If you had caught him alive, it would have been 1,000, but and he pulls out a bag of coins and gives you 500 gold.
I will add that to my inventory.
Yep.
Which inventory, I mean, I drop it in my bag of holding.
Yeah.
And then on me.
Yeah. And he kind of goes, thank you for doing so. He was a dangerous man, from what I heard. And he, and he,
Have a wonderful day.
I will. And he sort of walks off.
Sits back down.
What's your name?
Nothing happens.
Oh, my name is, Artie.
God damn it.
Okay,
That was a
like
suspicious way to say your name.
My name's Artie.
Artie.
Yeah, I didn't need to bore you about all the folk hero is.
What's your rank?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, my
Regular
rank?
Tuesday.
Oh, I'm like a,
I actually don't know if it was a Tuesday. What day was that?
I'm like a rank or two above, like, your base rank. Like the guy in charge. Yeah.
Summer just, like, chuckles at Demos and passes him, like, more bacon. Like...
Yeah, so... Yeah.
I showed up to this town where this guy was being held. You'd have a guess, I ran into Ronald, the Jolly Roger guy.
Oh.
He was at the bar there, he helped. And this massive fire broke out and bandits were everywhere. I'm like, this seems like a distraction. I ran to the jail with my 2 compatriots, who were with me at the time, and found them trying to escape. Slaughtered a horse together. And then a battle ensued. Then a dragon showed up. Did you know dragons can shapeshift? Off topic. A dragon showed up. After a wee bit of battle and some conversation, the dragon let me back to a place that maybe you'll see. Probably not for a while. And then I came back here.
What? What?
Anyway, you were saying about
What?
Thusa.
No. Hold on.
No, you were just talking about Thusa.
What?
Are you okay, Esco?
Yeah?
Is the dragon?
You're gonna tell me that you're used to hearing your Luxodon friend who just left for a few days did all that
Uh-huh.
and goes back to eating his people.
Yeah, I mean, Caden died. Came back.
Okay, yeah, we've been over that. Nothing new there.
I'm just saying, days can be long.
It actually wasn't that long of a day. I got like a whole night's rest.
I
I'm a dragon. How cool is that?
I would give anything to see a like film noir style animation with that narration, right? Like and so I'm thinking to myself, this seems like a distraction.
Film noir style.
Shift, off topic.
Anyway, yeah. Specifically,
I can do
yeah,
one.
yeah.
I can do one. I'm really good at doing that kind of dialogue.
Good.
So I've thought about playing a character who only speaks like that.
Oh no.
That's
Wow.
fantastic.
And I might just have to make that my next character.
Indeed. Yeah, I mean, wild times for sure. But yeah, I was looking back at my notes and went, I don't think he ever got his bounty because word would get out of who killed him, so it would make your way here. Sorry, continue with the
Summer noticeably snubs the pastries at wherever that they are. They're not as good.
Yeah, they're not as good as anything Lest could make.
Exactly. Like, why? Why bother?
Oof.
Truth.
Oh, Lest. I don't know if you got any of these, but remember how, Jack brought all of the, like, all those, like, grains and berries from, like, his adventures afar?
Mm-hmm.
Well, people ran off with them pretty quick, but they had a bag, and so I got you this.
Oh, thank you.
I forgot to give it to you yesterday because, we had to chase through the streets on a horse. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to forget.
Thank you.
So today, after we've debriefed, Demos, I believe he's also wanted to see Boosum. So I'm wondering what the plan is.
Can somebody remind me out of character? Because I really did kind of lose track because I was looking up chefs or something. It seems like there were actually a lot of related Boosum things, like maybe somebody had like a quest for disappearances, and like somebody else had like a... Do we still think that Susanna's stalker was related, or are we assuming she was just like being cased for the robbery we saw, or like and then also Demos had a thing with that. Like, can somebody remind me who actually did all that research?
Me and Escale both did.
Right. Can you guys?
I got my notes. Caden would pull out his big old book of shit and go, all right, so here's what we know.
I would like to see if anyone's trying to overhear us.
You can make a perception check. Demos, make another one. Assist. So Summer, roll with advantage. Yeah, roll with advantage, Summer. And unless you can roll one yourself, yeah.
Oh my gosh! Y'all, this is ridiculous. I got a nat 20.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
You were hoping for a nat 1. And then 15 for less?
I rolled like a 2 and then a nat 20,
Yeah.
but...
A nat 1 for less.
Oh
my god.
Les, you are just sucked into the food as well, similar to Demos earlier. But Summer...
I'm doing that thing where, like, you know where you're at like a restaurant and, like, you hear everything and then it just all suddenly goes quiet and you're playing with your food? That's less.
Yeah, just like,
Dissociating at the table.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it sounds like sensory dissociation, but okay.
Summer, looking around. No one seems to be intently listening to you. Or like people have occasionally will like look over because y'all are an interesting bunch. And you were in the newspaper, which by the way, it's been 6 days. This is the 6th day since that newspaper you received. So tomorrow another one will come, I believe.
It's the 24th of the Ray Moon, then, right?
No, we're the 21st here, or is it?
Yeah.
We started on the.
21st.
Oh,
We started on the 15th, technically.
15th.
Yeah.
The Ides of March.
Yeah.
So in 2 days, it'll be the fantasy anniversary of when the first Hunger Games movie premiered.
Oh my lord.
Wow. Speaking of cornucopia, so yeah, no one's intently watching you. You just get occasional little weird looks.
And nothing like suspicious about the area or.
No. Nothing like that.
Dang, I gotta use my nat 20s on days where it's more interesting.
To be fair,
I notice-
we'd be in a
hey,
lot of trouble
do
if
I know-
somebody like hears everything we're saying.
Yeah.
Do I notice anything like I'm looking for things that are suspicious? Do I notice anything strange about my companions?
I mean, Demos and Last Star. What was that, Demos?
Demos has metal in his tusk.
Yeah, you do notice that. I guess I forgot to, whatever. But point being, Demos has metal in his tusk, and both Demos and Last are, for the most part, involved in their food. Nah, nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, this is just sort of conversation. Caden, you wanted to update because I hate to be like there's no one watching you, but like there is no one intently watching you at the moment.
I mean, that's
yeah.
I know that. Also, it gives Summer time to notice all the things she's normally too oblivious to see. Like, oh shit, there's metal in your tusks.
Yeah.
And like, hey, you got new bangs. I've been back in your life for like 2 weeks, and I didn't notice you had new bangs, and like,
things like that. But yeah, Caden was gonna update on research. I'll help you fill in any info you forget.
Yeah, I'm realizing my notes are much more lacking than I thought they were. And I think it's because I didn't get to go over them and fill in the parts I missed.
Sure.
I mean, what we know about him is basically he's eccentric and, doesn't leave his house often, but will, like, send money to a lot of causes in the city. He moved in 40 years ago. He had a room in the resort we stayed in. He has no consistent income, and there's no blueprints of his home in the archive.
He's lived here for 40 years and previously lived somewhere beforehand. The only weird thing in his purchase history is a bunch of metal bars.
Yeah, that might be for a jail.
He hired the local Resort Dawn construction guild to build this house.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Other than that, he scams off the charities he does.
You also know, there's one more thing, that 5 years ago,
yeah.
a man by the name of Crames was arrested for attempting to murder Fusum. Because at one of the only times Fusum leaves is for like big speeches at big philanthropy events. And during one of those 5 years ago, a man by the name of Crames was arrested for trying to murder Fusum.
Do we know why?
Was not in the record, no. He was all that was in the record was attempted murder, right?
And
he is.
Why is Demos interested in Fusum?
I believe.
He's a collector and a purveyor of humanoid pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
And he had heard that from during an episode of Demos, or like in between episode of Demos and this. Yeah. Twisted Palm. Yeah, he revisited that and asked.
Okay, I remember that. And then we were originally suspicious of him, I know, because of the vampire spawn we found in the sewers.
Yes.
Yes.
But wasn't there some sort of other, like, quest somewhere or something about disappearances?
This guy comes in here.
There, let me tell you.
That's
I
right.
love that. No worries.
Like, not to be that guy, but is anybody offering to, like, pay us for taking him down?
Well, I got you.
Mm-hmm. Well, here are the quests you remember from the quest board that are left. There was an F tier quest about a dog missing that you could earn 100 gold for. There was a D tier quest about a haunted house, which was 500 gold pieces. And there would have been some new ones added recently that you guys would have seen in potentially in passing. Let me find it real quick. Some additional quests.
Plus Susanna lives in the same neighborhood. But Caden hasn't actually told us anything about that meeting.
Caden will give the rundown today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought I did.
I could have sworn I added more quests to the list. Hold up. Sorry, I'm looking at something else right now. You guys continue.
It's also less like, will anyone pay us for taking him down? And more like, is there enough of a case that something is wrong that if we do take him down, we don't just automatically, like, get thrown in jail for murdering a very rich person with a lot of connections?
There is certainly not enough of a case for that.
Have you suggested, like, verbally so far that you want to do that? Because I don't think Summer said that.
Not to, like, kill him, but, like, I don't think Demos's interactions with this guy, if he is in fact trying to collect body parts of sentient people who Demos knows, are going to be particularly friendly, right? But that's kind of what I...
So no.
I just want to know so much more where he got them from. Because obviously he himself wouldn't be the one to obey him, though.
Yeah.
Right. Kind of what I'm asking is, do we have evidence that this guy is a big enough problem that we should, like, do something about it? Or is this, like... Do you know what I mean? Like we know that...
No, I'm with you. Like, Josh is with you. I just wanted to clarify what you had said thus far at the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I don't think this is...
You. Like, are we trying to justify it to, like, our characters?
I think what I'm trying to figure out is we're in a world where there's a system of, like, dealing with a whole bunch of people getting kidnapped, right? Which we do have some evidence, because not only did that vampire spawn say that she had kidnapped this woman to be a meal for Fusim Jahi, right? She also spoke in the plural, as if there were more like her, right?
I wasn't there for that interaction, so I would not be able to tell you.
Right. And it seems like when we actually, like, when we talked to this like woman that we had, like, sort of rescued and, like, revived, there was, when we looked into that, there was some indication that sometimes people do disappear.
Yes.
Right? And
the
like,
people who normally disappear are usually either of the help, right? Of, like, maids and people like that, or other workers, right? Like, not nobles. Nobles aren't disappearing, and so...
Lower class.
Lower class, yeah.
Right. So, like, there's another thing is, like, we know about these disappearances, and so, on one hand, it's like, if it has made it to the quest board, it's probably above our pay grade, and somebody else will figure it out. If it hasn't made it to the quest board, we need to decide whether it's worth it, because it probably means that it's not going to, because the people aren't rich enough to matter. To, like...
Just hit it in character.
Right. So that's why I'm trying to compare notes.
Fair.
Yeah.
Good enough. I will be.
No worries. Yeah, and also, mechanically in this world, you could go to one of the guilds and be like, hey, we've noticed these things.
That's something Caden was gonna suggest.
Could you look into this? Technically, you can. But also, like... Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Josh.
No, that's just what Caden was gonna suggest.
Oh, okay.
Have these disappearances made the quest board, Matt?
Oh, primarily, if looking at the quest board, you would have mostly been looking at sort of ones in your range, but being at a resort where they would have such things posted, like at a tavern, essentially, Looking around, there would be currently labeled as a B tier quest about some missing persons.
Does it sort of match the?
It does match the description of what you've been thinking of. The board and also the quest seems to indicate that it's been going up in difficulty because people just haven't been able to complete it or figure it out.
So,
Is
in
there
addition,
anything against lower level adventurers accidentally completing quests?
yeah, if we sort of
TPKs.
pretend that we didn't know that it was related to another quest, could we get away? And
I think Aslam, when you first got your licenses, just did talk about how sometimes adventurers will find themselves in a higher tier situation than they thought. And you won't get in trouble for managing to get out of that situation, but you are not technically allowed to take up quests that are of too high of a rank. If you accidentally find your way in it, I suppose that's fine. That's what Aslam would say. But
what if we accidentally complete them though?
The rankings are really there to make sure people don't die needlessly.
Yeah. But if we accidentally completed a higher level quest, would we be able to collect the reward?
Yes, you would.
Cool.
Okay, in that, knowing all of that, then yes, I would say all of that. So I think that can be an in-character thing of like, that can be an in-character thing, except someone would probably say something more like, posing the question of like, okay, what level of involvement are we wanting to get in here? Because it's not that I don't care about the disappearing people. I don't necessarily want, anyone to, like, die. Die. Yes. So, we do need to confront him in some way in terms of Demos's thing. And if we were to connect this to the disappearances, we would have to try not to address that unless we could conveniently forget that they're connected. So, what are we thinking?
Well, I think it's possible to just spill the information that we know, what we know about certain people disappearing to be fed to somebody, and, besides adventurers, with enough evidence against the man, they can always go to his house, right?
No, it just makes me feel good.
I have a good feeling that most of the things in there are illegal.
I don't think that would work.
Why not?
He seems pretty strong.
Yes,
and
but,
I don't mean with muscles.
No, of course. But if we want him to stop bothering the city, involving the local guard would not counteract that. That would help.
Matt.
Yes?
That's just a really good question. It seems like with the whole guild system, this is sort of aristocratic, is, like, I guess, I don't know whether this is like a history thing or what, but like, if we really did have the level of suspicion that we have, which is like fairly good but all circumstantial, about like an extremely, extremely rich person who might fund a lot of causes on purpose to stay in good graces, like, would anybody follow up on this? Or like how sort of corrupt and like good is this,
make an intelligence
like,
check.
justice system?
Make an intelligence check.
Can I join that?
Sure. You want to help or?
It's like a woke check. Like,
a woke check.
I'll do my own check.
Sure.
I mean, like, Caden's also wondering the same thing.
Sure.
I got an 18.
Sure.
It's a flat intelligence, right? Not like
Yeah,
history or
flat
whatever.
intelligence, yeah.
Yeah, you got better than Caden.
Higher than
And that's
Caden.
an 18.
Alright.
I got a 15.
You are fairly new to this city. you do know already of one noble figure who is deeply involved in the crime world, a Kenku by the name of, I believe, Log. Or Chop. Chop was his name. It would be fair to say that there likely is corruption, just as there is in pretty well any city. But what you do know is that guilds are a bit more independent than, say, the local guard would be. The likelihood of the local guard being corrupt is much higher than, say, going to Aslam's headquarters guild here or the Beanstalk Guild here, or any of those. They are more likely to hear vampire and go, okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll give it a look-see. Okay,
yeah.
So that's not, at the very least, trying to tip people off to that would not be like tip him off, right? Like, this isn't Gotham.
It depends.
Okay.
Again, you are, like I said, you aren't sure
So
how
in
corrupt
that
the
case-
guard is, but you do know for sure the guilds would be a safer place to go than the guard.
Honestly, I kind of don't hate the idea of just maybe tipping the Beanstalk Guild off to our suspicions about the missing persons. But I will say, if, depending on Demos, what you're sort of wanting, maybe we want to do that after, because it sounds like maybe you have a connection and could have a, I don't know, scale. Do you think you could get Demos in with a conversation? What are you thinking, Demos?
Well,
In with Fusum.
I will only ever have questions to ask the man, unless he himself took a part in. But he doesn't seem like the man who, just from what I've heard you guys talk about, he doesn't seem like the man to get his hands dirty with the action, just be the hands that exchange it with other hands. So,
I mean, we could always pull off an elaborate ruse and figure out who he buys from and things like that.
I'm being entirely honest from what I've heard from certain sources. The only way to get information out of him is to give him something very, very nice.
Again, this is with Fusum.
Yes.
I don't know how you're gonna get in.
Well, I was told I have to have an offer to pique his interest. So for the time being, I would have to say my suspicions will have to hold off, but I will tip off I will tip off the other people helping me with this and see what they can glean for an idea and come back to it.
Yeah, I did actually forget, Demos, that you are good friends with a member of the Beanstalk Guild. So.
Yep.
That's true.
Very scale. Did he only trade in physical things, or did he also trade in information?
Did he trade in anything? I mean, it sounds like you kind of showed up and he gave you a rod.
It was not something of mine that I traded, but I was told to trade it. And I did.
By whom?
My patron.
Makes sense.
See?
All right. So, Demos, you were essentially saying, for now, hold off, but let some people know. Tip some people off.
I'll let Polk and Esmeralda know.
Mm-hmm. And Polk would likely take it to his guild, in all likelihood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
when she says tip off the Beanstalk Guild, I mentioned that I'm quite good friends with one of their members.
Polk is the guildmaster of the Resurrect Action of Inklings?
He is not that. Polk was at the graduation. He's not a... Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Demas.
Oh, right, okay. With it. Yep.
He was the goblin present there, but he was not one of the guildmasters, yeah.
Just tripping.
Demos, we forgot to tell you. We sort of met Jack.
Cool.
Sort of meet Jack. We flat out met Jack.
No, I mean, the only reason I'm saying sort of is because it's not like we happened upon him. He came to see us. He came to find us. And then, if I'm not mistaken, Escale had a fun interaction with his sword. I still swear I say it budged.
I think so.
I don't want to talk about it.
A sword? What the hell are you talking about?
How definitely Escale is like the pure of heart and worthy hero that'll save the world.
Escale is the chosen one who is supposed to pull Jack's sword out of the rock.
Oh shit, could I try?
He'd probably let you, yes.
You did seem
Sorry,
to
Escale.
Demos, you would know from legend, especially being friends with Polk, that Jack is known for wielding a legendary sword that was supposed to be pulled out of a rock, but he wasn't worthy, so instead he tore the rock out of the ground and just wields it like a club, basically.
I might have to get a hold of this Jack and try to pull the stone out of this sword out of the stone.
I don't trust him, but I tentatively like him.
Yeah.
The relationship's gotta start somewhere.
I don't like it.
He was a huge fan of Lest's pastries.
I might
To
just
be
have
fair, I think a lot of people are a fan of my pastries.
Yeah, that is true.
You go to Fusam's and he smells the pastries and goes, okay, well, we're on the up and up. Rolls nat 20%. Yeah. Garlic pastries.
The
Just
amount of these puzzles and quests that we have in fact solved with Lest's pastries is like,
a large amount.
percentage-wise, extremely high.
I think we made the thing a little too OP, but then again, it's just because I roll well when they get the pastry.
Yeah. It just helps you with persuasion stuff. Yeah.
Between this, we should go soon because I don't know how quickly Polk's gonna leave to glean more information about objects.
Sure. Yeah, you knew that Polk was gonna come back here. In fact, he didn't come with you, but he'll be here soon.
So, if we're gonna go, we should make it today before he dips off again.
You mean go to talk to him?
Yeah, go talk to Polk. If it's gonna happen, we should do it today or he'll be gone for a while.
You think he'd leave before lunch?
I could imagine pretty.
I will say, brunch/lunch is pretty well done, so maybe getting a move on would be a thing to do.
So, it might not be the worst idea. Yes.
Tegan's having computer troubles.
I see.
Yeah.
In which case, this is more of a me DM checking in to see if I get, so I'm prepared. We are thinking, give Polk the information about Fusam. Then
Most of us are thinking that.
Yeah, most people are thinking that.
Yeah, Escale and Lest haven't actually weighed in
on that.
I think.
Les doesn't have a problem with seeing Polk, as long as he doesn't have to go see Boston.
I don't have a problem seeing Polk, but I don't want to get caught up in this business anymore.
Of Fusam's?
Yeah.
I think if we can help it, it might be a good idea, given all the sort of near-death experiences.
And it's because of that, I think we'll be fine to move on. We also
I'm not too big a fan of Boston's either, so I would very much prefer not to do anything more with that.
Good enough for me. I'll just let I will need to talk to Pope to let him know to look into it, though, but not to actually let
The broader
everybody
guild. No, sure.
know.
Yeah.
Keep it down
Maybe
there.
you can just ask him for what information they can release to you about.
Well, my guess is they don't fully know a lot. We'll have to investigate some.
Wow.
Hello? Did I hear Tegan's voice?
Yeah.
Hello,
You're
hello.
back.
I don't know what's happened.
Basically, I was checking in to see what people wanted to do. It sounds like
Wait.
the conversation has moved to because people don't want to get Fusum's bad side necessarily, which fair. Is letting Demos wants to let Polk know to look into it, but not tell the broader guild about it. That's kind of where the conversation.
Well,
is.
it sounds like part of the thing is that, like, if the Beanstalk Guild is wanting to, like, stop these people from going missing and getting hurt, they can, you know, start looking into Fusum as that, but then also be keeping in mind that it would be nice if they could get the information that Demos wants sort of before that all breaks bad.
Mm-hmm. That's true too.
Yeah. So, I say that would not be the worst case scenario, so that way we still have someone looking into Fusum. It's just not necessarily us who doesn't really have much protection in the way of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, all
Do
right.
we still want to investigate that one hotel before we leave?
Yes, I have a few things I'd like to do before we leave. Investigating the hotel is one.
All right.
But I
What
would
are you
like
looking to do?
I think I need to have I honestly I might need to go see Aslan.
Demos, upon hearing that, you would actually know, because when you left, Aslan was leaving. Aslan is not actually in the city right now. Demos, you would know this, because during your episode, you saw him leave.
Oh, we're talking about going to go see Aslan. Because we might run into an issue with that. He dipped. Not dipped. That means he fled. He left the city as I entered the city and said he would be gone for a couple days.
Longer than that. He was saying he did also tell you where he was going. He said he was going to Odingrad.
We're the same.
He
capital.
said he was heading to be gone for a bit of time.
Yeah.
We'll probably have to stop in Odingrad on the way to Runnerroot, so hopefully he'll be there.
Is extrapolating.
Mm-hmm. So, do y'all want to head towards Polk then? That is at least the first box on the ticket.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I mean, that sounds fun to me. Going to the Beanstalk Guild is exciting for me, at least personally, as DM. I just need to remember sort of who the guild master is and all that jazz too. Just so I have all my information in order. Not that you're going to interact with them necessarily any more than you did earlier.
Didn't we meet somebody from the Beanstalk Guild in the
Yes.
first? Yeah, it was like
so at the graduation,
elf?
at the graduation, the person in charge of the Resort Dawn
Yes.
local Beanstalk Guild was named Sean. He was a water genasi. Yeah.
I knew he was like, I knew it had
Sean,
to do
yeah,
with Blizzard, but I
SHAN.
couldn't remember exactly.
But making your way through the city towards where the local Resort Dawn Beanstalk Guild is, the aesthetic is very... It almost looks as if a large tree grew here and the guild was built around it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. And sort of walking up towards it, Demos, I want you to make a perception check to begin to look for your friend Polk. They have a bit of outdoor seating, and there's some who look to be other adventurers or friends thereof, drinking and having a merry time.
Cool.
I know we're supposed to, like, experiment and find ourselves before we settle down, but I love these people.
True.
Putting that out there.
15. I'll also yell, Polk?
That will help. As you yell that out of, you hear some people go, oh, he's looking for Polk. And then you hear the whole crowd of people in the front yell, Polk! And out of the front door of this guild comes Polk, who sort of rushes out and sees you all and goes, oh, Demosin. Oh, hello, all of you again.
Demosin.
Yes. Demos, what do you require? I was actually packing up to head out.
I assumed you were, which is why I wanted to catch you before you did.
Yes.
How do we phrase this? And I look back at the group and I go, I need you to look into something.
I think maybe we phrase it quieter.
Obviously.
Or
It's not
inside.
here.
Polk turns around and goes, none of y'all better listen in, okay? And they all go, we don't care what you care about anyway, Polk. And they go about their business.
I like this game.
I am
Nice
uncomfortable.
Just, we should probably talk in a bit more confined space.
Ah, sure. I can bring in guests, no worries. And he sort of waves you guys over.
I need to look into... Oh, wait till we get into that. I'll leave it like hanging until we walk in.
Don't worry, I have a private room. We'll be fine there. And he leads you in. Going inside, you see the actual guild hall itself. There's this large room with sort of the tree in the middle, and you see the tree itself has been like carved into slightly to make up the actual like bar area. So like they have taps in the tree that they turn and different drinks come out.
Less is
Um,
losing at night.
And you see there appear to be some monk adventurers having a brawl. You see their fists are moving faster than you've seen fist move, except maybe Aslam. You did see him move really fast. But there are some others having cantrip parties. There's like a corner of wizards trying to out magic trick each other.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not doing this again.
Little cantrip
Wow.
party over there, and yeah. And yes, people are day drinking. There's a huge quest board you see, like on the ground level here, with more quests on it than are on the city public quest boards. Presumably, like guilds get access to more quests in general. They get them shipped in or whatever. And they're not always local, right? Sometimes there'll be a quest for a town way away or whatever. But Polk says, well, I'd love to show you all around. It sounds like you have business to attend to and all that thing.
I mean, it's so nice and big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you stick around long enough, you'll hear tales of heroism, only some of them true.
My favorite kind.
What was that, my friend? Never mind. He continues to guide you all, and eventually you come up the stairs to the you go up a set of stairs to another hallway. You realize that he is not guiding you to the second story of this building, as he leads you up these stairs to a sort of lower floor. Like, you see like a balcony higher up. That's not where he's taking you. He says, that balcony up there is reserved for higher ranked adventurers. A lot of guilds often have a place for the higher ranked adventurers to go for the more... Because otherwise you risk low tier adventurers recklessly trying to fulfill high ranked quests. Safety thing.
Right.
But,
We would never think of doing such a thing.
of course.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, I mean, you can if you're accompanied by enough high ranked individuals, but...
Say, Polk, what rank are you?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'm a B tier kind of guy.
Okay,
Which
so
puts
that's
it-
pretty high.
For the sake of levels, that puts him at around like 11 to 14 in level.
He said that the way you would say, like, oh, me, I'm a Scorpio. Like,
Yeah, I'm a B tier. But I'm close to A rank. And then from there, who knows where I'll end up.
What rank are we again?
You guys are currently D rank, which means you have access to F and C rank quest. And D rank, of course. But,
Cool.
because how it goes is you can access quests that are one rank higher
Yeah.
than yours. Yeah.
Gotcha. We're second from the lowest.
Yes.
Right? Okay, cool.
Exactly. But
Is there no E?
E is the tried and failed. The E rank is reserved for those who tried to take the adventurer's exam and failed.
It's the injected.
Yeah, exactly.
You should have made the F rank that one so that you could put like F's in the chat.
F's in the chat. E's in the chat for the
E's in the chat.
Yeah, E's in the chat.
Oh my gosh.
But he eventually brings you to his room, and you see there's different quests hung up on a wall that he has completed, and some portraits and pictures even of him with some other adventurers around those quests, like who he did the quest with. And he brings you in and goes, "These are all quests I did around here. I'm more of an Odingrad guy, as you know, Demos, but I stay here sometimes."
Hey Matt, are they photographs or drawings?
Most of them are drawn, some of them are photographs.
Cool.
Anybody look familiar?
Yeah, make looking at them immediately. Yeah, all of you, if you want to try to recognize them, make an intelligence check for me. If you want to try to recognize, make an intelligence check.
An intelligence.
Yeah.
You're not gonna fucking believe it.
Nat 20?
Another nat 20?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, an intelligence, just to remember. 18.
18 with a -1.
No.
Hey, I got with a -1 as well.
Anyone else want a 13? Okay.
I got a doing the math, sorry, 23.
23. Immediately you notice in some of them is Sean, the local head of this guild. Other than that, you see one picture actually does have a gosh, what's his name? Kingdom Hearts character. Sora has Sora in it. And you imagine that even though he's not an adventurer, technically they're not adventurers able to attend quests if they are accompanied and it involves them. And I would say Les, there's like one person you recognize who maybe has been in the pastry shop before, like passing. And then S-Scale, you don't really recognize any of them. You're like wrapping your head around. You're like, some of them do give you a sense of deja vu.
What?
Like some of them give you a sense of deja vu. Like you've seen them before, but you can't quite put your mind to it, to the faces. Demos, you recognize a significant number more of them, because some of them are people who would have come by Odingrad to visit Polk or to say hi to Polk, right? And you've interacted with a few of them. I don't have names on me, but just know that that is the case.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Will's up there.
Yeah, and then Doctor, you recognize a few as there's two up there that you recognize as adventurers who actually came by for a while. They're a cleric and paladin, respectfully, to try to help with the Remarut situation.
Mm-hmm. That was the first time I met them, though, right?
Yeah, it would have been the first, so.
Okay, good.
And they were there passingly. There were adventurers who came to try to help and maybe left when the situation got too dire.
Yeah.
Or they didn't feel they were actually the help needed. It's worth noting that Remarut would have 100% put out a quest to the guild to try to help with the situation at the time. That has since then dropped because Remarut has now been abandoned, but...
Yeah.
Or, as far as you know, you do have a moment with that high intelligence roll that perhaps on some S rank or A rank board out there, you know, that might be a Remarut thing, you know? Like, still up there. But,
I mean, there's still, like, probably a refugee camp outside of the town,
Yeah.
but... Because there were also people who were still in the town who were sick and probably couldn't be moved out.
But yeah, and as you sort of come in, he goes, all right, wait.
I imagine I'm just doing it.
Yeah, no worries. He kind of looks over at Demos, and you can type it or talk. I don't know what your roommate phone situation is, but he sort of looks over at you, Demos, and goes, so, what did you want to talk about? Hey. And you can type or talk up to you. Looking around his room, though, it is nice. He's very much a rogue. You can tell that much by some dagger collections he has.
Yeah,
I need you to.
That man needs to be RKO'd.
RKO'd out of nowhere, exactly. Just sleeper hold.
I think that, like, just sort of rowdy...
Oh, okay. Oh.
Just sort of, like, rowdy, fun, like, voices happening in the background is a very good Beanstalk Guild ambiance, to be honest. I'm getting that sense.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You were told specifically
Also-
that the Beanstalk Guild is a sort of in-between of the Soul Roar Guild and the... Gosh, what are they called? Like the Jolly Giants Guild. The Jolly Giants Guild are known for being straight-up partiers. Like, that's all they do. The Soul Roar Guild's known for its...
Of the group.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh god.
That's what Ronald was a part of that guild, the Jolly Giants Guild. And the Soul Roar Guild's more known for, like, just straight-up heroism kind of deal. Heroism and following dreams. And they say the Beanstalk Guild's sort of a happy medium between those two.
Yeah, I should be back.
Yeah, no worries.
I want him to look into. I need you to look into the Fusum.
He nods.
I'm kind of more scared of hurricanes now, though.
He's writing things down. You essentially tell him the safest way of telling him to look into Fusum. And he sort of nods and says, I will refrain from telling people, but if what you say... oh, never mind. He didn't tell him that much. He goes, all right, I'll refrain from telling people, but I'll look into it as cautiously as I can.
Got really gruff all of a sudden.
As cautiously as I can.
Yeah.
Cautiously as
I forget he's a
If
goblin.
you can let our associate know as well.
Yes, I
I
can.
might be able to look into how and who he's collecting them from.
It's usually alcohol.
Yes. Yes. I actually can do that. That makes sense. That would work well.
Wherever this room is, if there's like a window or something, Summer is like hanging out of it. She still just can't get over how awesome this giant treehouse is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looking
It's
out.
fantastic.
It's not. You're not like looking out of a tree because the building's around the tree, but you are sort of looking out and looking around. There's like a whole
But,
lawn.
like,
There's like
within
a
and outside.
Yeah. There's a whole lawn to
It's
this
just
guild
so-
too, with like just people picnicking and hanging out.
It's a tree guild house.
Yeah.
Are there any like is this more?
Is this
of
more?
Like there are little sort of like dwellings, kind of built / carved into the whole tree structure, or is this more like almost like mall style? There would be like, you know, bakeries and like merchant carts like within it. Like how big is this? How like
The guild itself is fairly big, but not like you imagine this HQ Soul Roar Guild here, because this is just the Resort Dawn offshoot. The Beanstalk Guild would be much, much bigger.
uh-huh.
This is like, it's not quite a mall by any means. Think more in line of like the center of a mall. Like where the food court and where the stage and like all that stuff is. Like that sort of size. That's like the guild hall itself, and then there's
honestly,
offshoot.
So honest.
Yeah, you're cutting out just a bit. Cut out a moment.
Oh, it's got like but it doesn't have, and it's probably got like a place to do laundry.
Yeah, there'd be places to
Kinda
do
thing.
laundry, and like, yeah. It's honestly pretty close to the size,
Ugh.
just a bit grander to some of the resorts you've stayed at. Here, at Resort Dawn. Which, by the way, don't get used to it, because a lot of other places do not have... Resort Dawn's kind of known for having the resorts, so... But,
I never would have guessed.
But he sees you look outside as he gets the information from Deimos, and he goes...
Aren't very common.
He kind of looks over and goes, oh, Yeah, it's a nice place, isn't it? You know, Jack grew it himself.
Damn.
Jack has access to many interesting items, one of which has sort of control of sort of plant matter.
Uh-oh. Hold on.
No, I don't think it's that. Don't worry.
How'd he
Probably.
get it?
Never mind. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's he got it from because he's known for taking out the thing that created that huge beanstalk south. And he took it from him, so from whatever monster was up there, yeah.
It was secretly Pip. He stole the Palantia plant group.
But
I think nature like makes continents, not big trees, but
no, fuck.
But he sort of just offhandedly says that and says, "Well, I understand what you all are saying. Now, it sounds if we want to make a big issue of this, people are pretty good at keeping to themselves here, but also, should probably get y'all out of here. At least while you're in huge business. But again, Demos, like I said before, and to all of you, you are welcome to join at any time, but I would encourage you all to kind of find out the kind of guilds you'd want to join. Oh, and it's also worth noting, he's like remembering different things, because he's remembering that you guys are newer to this thing. Each of you can join a different guild. You don't all have to join the same one. So do keep that in mind. I've gone on a quest with people from all sorts of guilds, so. All right, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah?
Who
Yes,
are
Siska?
these people?
Do you point at the ones you
Are they-
recognize?
Are they in the beanstalk?
Looking at the ones you're sort of pointing at, he goes, actually, no, they're not. Those two, are more associated with the, History Makers Guild. They're really big into, he kind of says they explore a lot of sort of the north, eastern region of Icon. There's a lot of caves there, and the miners there dig up things all the time. They came over here, though, because they heard word that there were some underwater ruins to check out, and, well, that was a time. Water breathing is such a weird spell.
Where are they right now?
Could be anywhere, honestly. Haven't really checked up on them in a while. But if I were to take a gander, they're probably in that northeastern region. They're often around also those mining towns and such. There's a History Makers Guild around there. Indeed, I can certainly get them to you.
Okay.
Pulls up fantasy name generator.
It's almost 8 if anybody needs to check time.
That's actually worth noting. Does anyone have to be out of here by 8? Because Josh has said he does not, which means I was going to go till 8:30. I'm not hearing any
I'm good.
protests, so
I'm
we'll
good
go
at
till 8:30.
8:30.
Yeah. But do thank you, Andrew, for letting me know the time, because it actually did slip away from me these last 30 minutes. It is important to keep track of that. So, he goes, well, first off, there's the dwarf fellow. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize the dwarves were so far down the list. His name is Graham Drum. That is the name.
Nice.
Ram Drum.
Yeah, it's GRAM and then DROM.
Okay.
And then there's the other fellow who I did have a race in mind for. Then there's the bugbear there. His name is just Dan.
Larg!
His name is Dan.
Okay, stop. Okay. How far are you in, Taz?
Enough to know who Clark is.
Okay, but
Yeah.
do you know who Daniel is?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Bugbear. These guys are part of the History Makers Guild. And they are typically around the northeast.
Northeast of
Vicon.
this country?
Yeah,
Vicon.
this country. Which is, yeah, in a similar region to other things. So.
Okay.
All right. And...
Okay, but I know we're supposed to leave quickly, but I don't want to. Are there, like, hot dogs?
We can get you some food and drink if you want before we kick you out. And,
It's just...
he leads you guys back out. And before he leaves, he brings you to the bar. He goes, "You all feel free to ask for any drink. Trust us, we have it. And there are plenty of healthy foods as well as unhealthy foods you can partake in." And this bartender behind appears to be a warforged with 4 arms instead of 2. Kind of turns its
This
head.
just seems like the place in this world that we've come to that's most likely to have like a 4 appetizer platter with like buffalo wings.
Yes, they
curly
would.
fries, onion rings.
Stop!
And,
You're making me so hungry right now.
I know that's part of the problem is like I in real life am absolutely starving, and like the mental image that you conjured, Matt, was so strong, and you didn't mention it, but the vibe of this place was so strong that I could start to like smell the cookouts. Just like
No. Pulls out the 4 appetizer platter and hands it out to you guys, and any drinks you guys want, he'll give you a little portable beverage thing for it.
Coffee.
And Polk goes, "Put it on my tab," and kind of nods. Warforged guy nods and looks over at you guys and goes, "Nice to see you all here. I hope your quests have been going well. I heard you handled a problem in the city, so that's good.
Did we? Oh right.
Yes.
Some thievery going on, I heard."
Oh. Right.
Yeah. And as he sort of messes with that, oh wait, do I want this to happen? It'd be amazing. Wait, I'm gonna roll for it though.
Oh no.
Do it.
Yeah, I mean that's 100. As you guys are at this bar,
I'm sorry, did you roll 100 on the percentile dice?
yeah.
That's like a nat 20.
Essentially,
That's a lot better than 20 though.
Wow.
Lest and the
Oh,
doctor. Yes, Lest and the doctor. Can you make a perception check for me?
Yeah. I mean, where the fuck my dice go? Hold on.
Oh, also, Summer has definitely been giving, like, Les the purest grins ever. Like,
What is it again? Perception?
Yeah,
Dirty 20.
dirty 20, and then doctor.
Roll a 16 plus 4.
dang, we are. It is really good perception. You're on a roll today.
The doctor, are you present with us, or are you all having
Well, I
technical
gotta
difficulties?
fuck
So?
it up tomorrow. I mean, next week.
17? Cool. You both notice this is a circular bar, sort of semi across because the tree's in the middle. Semi across the way. You see someone who appears to be nursing an old wound, with sort of a bow on her back. And both of you who had seen sort of the head of this individual recognize it seems oddly similar to the archer that was attacking the noble just the other night.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Nope. And Doctor and Les notice this. Yeah.
Caden gets up and starts marching over.
Bolt goes, what are you doing?
Caden, you're missing all the wings.
It's not that far, so don't feel like
I'm not
Caden's really
saving
going off the
anybody.
line. Yeah. Caden, you walk
Les,
over.
like,
Yeah, go ahead.
Last like taps on Summer's shoulder and he's like, that's the archer from the other night.
Should we do something?
So,
I have her blood. I had her blood. I was gonna scry. Wait, really? I mean, I look around for the. Can I look around for the werebore? I saw him better.
Sure. Make a perception check. Yeah, Demos and Eskiel, you know that you hear this conversation because you guys are like right by each other.
I'm gonna
19.
follow the doctor.
All right.
The doctor's squishy.
Doctor and Demos and Eskiel, what are you doing? Eskiel? Oh, you're extremely quiet, my friend. I don't know if your mic unplugged or what. You're just really quiet.
Yep, nope. Sorry.
No worries.
Oh, do you know who that is?
Polk looks at the archer lady and goes, and he kind of sees you guys going and says, yeah, she's a member of this guild. I guess she got injured or something.
Oh, we've met.
Yeah, no, we injured her. She's trying to steal from somebody.
Injured.
He goes,
that
oh.
might not be the best.
And as Doctor, as you arrive, she sees you and she turns it towards you and goes, oh, shit.
Peyton looks over and crosses his arm and goes, poison's pretty nasty, huh?
Sees Demos and goes, I'm not looking for any trouble. Sorry about the injuries I gave you the other night.
Neither are we. Right, Doctor?
Oh, no trouble at all. Just a little information.
Eskiel, you arrived too, because you said you were.
Pulling the rod out.
We chose violence.
Do I see the werebore?
What was your perception?
I believe it's a 19.
19.
Yeah, you do not. She just sort of goes,
Okay.
I do apologize. We weren't trying to kill anyone. If you'd like, I can tell you what the job was about. One
I'd
adventure
like
to
to.
another.
Yes, please.
And you can tell she is saying this because there's all of a sudden a Demos and an Eskiel also here.
I would love to approach, but around the other side of the
Sure.
circular bar.
As you do this, Polk goes, kind of is following you at the moment, Summer, and goes, if a fight breaks out, don't worry. As long as you don't try to kill anyone, no one would interfere.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we can
I
manage
don't
that.
know.
Well, if we do, we could probably bring them back.
Yeah. And the archer lady just goes, listen. All
Wait.
right? Yeah?
1 moment, please. And I cast Detect Thoughts on her.
She sees you just cast the spell in front of her, and she's like, all right. And from what she's going to say from Detect Thoughts, it is, just so you know, telling the truth you get from the surface thoughts. This
Got
is
it.
not deception or anything.
Hey, hi. I think you shot my cousin. What's with that?
Well, your cousin and them were preventing us from doing a job. I wasn't going to kill him. Don't worry about that.
Oh, robbery, right. How silly of us for getting in the way.
Listen. We got a quest, sort of a private quest, me and some friends of mine. And please don't tell them this, because we'd like to keep... Well, I mean, we already got paid, so I guess it doesn't really matter to me. As she sees Demos being intimidating as hell and looks at Eskiel's eyes, goes, listen, some wealthy noble parents wanted us to scare their kid. So we'd been tracking him for a while, and they wanted us to do a big show so that she wouldn't want to leave home. Money would have gone straight back to the family. They were going to pay us more.
Why didn't you want her leaving the house as much?
I didn't ask. Probably just parents wanting to hold control of their kid, you know?
Controlling parents, never heard of it.
But that was the gist of it. We weren't going to kill nobody. It was supposed to be in and out. We didn't realize there was going to be someone, well, actually skilled with the carriage. The noble parents said there would just be some guards.
Thank you. I didn't appreciate the head wound, though.
She looks at Eskiel and Demos and goes, I'm actually really glad we didn't bump into you. I think you would have gave my boorish friend a run for his money.
Oh, I would love
I
to give
said
him
their
a
silhouettes
run for his
out.
money.
She kind of smiles and goes,
Summer's visibly offended. Almost killed him, but that's fine.
you almost found me, too. She goes, you almost found me, too.
You seemed... I was thinking either flying or invisible-ish, but...
A bit sillier than that. My rogue friend, who was by me at the time, took my body under a tarp on the roof. Just stealthed really well.
You got parched.
Rogues.
Yeah.
I mean, Summer did definitely and kind of make a show when she couldn't find anybody on the roof and nobody had died. Like, tell the guards, like, no need to continue checking the roof. Like,
but she goes, and it was almost bad too, because, yeah, anyway, I was seriously hurt, but I got healed up, and I'm working off my wounds, but no harm done. I understand it.
What's your name?
Oh, my name's Anna.
Where's Elsa?
These the parents. The
Don't talk to me about Elsa.
We don't want to talk about Elsa.
She letting one go.
It is the Fairy Tale Guild.
Elsa died in the attack.
You said friends had hired you. Were those the parents?
Oh no, I said me and some friends were hired.
Yeah, but you said it was like a private job off the books.
Yes, well, they came over here and saw us eating out on the front area. I had invited my friends to partake in the good food here at this guild. They aren't a big fan of guild life, but it's beneficial to be friends with one. We're a party, you see. I'm sort of the only one in a guild officially, though. But,
Summer does. She mentions the food, and Summer, like, remembers, runs back, gets her plate of wings, and, like, runs back, and she's just, like, munching while she's listening.
Polk arrives and sort of looks at you, Escale. Or not Escale, sorry, looks at you, Demos. And sort of says to the group, but looking at Demos, says, yeah, this happens all the time. Sometimes adventurers get in each other's way, and sometimes fights break out.
Yeah.
The general rule is just...
Yeah. Adventurers are still living.
Yes. Yeah, the general rule is to try not to kill fellow licensed adventurers, but it's been known to happen.
How do you know who's an adventurer and who's not when they're shooting at you?
Well, that's the loophole, isn't it?
And you never know what you might forget. You might forget ever meeting someone and finding out they're an adventurer, and...
Yeah.
Magic is weird that way.
She just sort of goes, listen, I'm sorry. If you guys want to try to make amends for what we did, you can. We got paid for the job.
I want to know what family did this. I would love to go talk to them.
Don't worry, I already know, Demos. I have all the information.
We should go visit them because it would be hilarious.
Oh, don't worry, I will.
Oh, I'm gonna come.
But she kind of laughs and goes, honestly, probably be funny. I mean, the way
Summer, by the way, looks visibly uncomfortable when Demos says this would be hilarious. Like, she's tense.
Yeah.
For sure.
But,
what's wrong with you?
This base isn't that hard either.
You okay there, Summer? You look a little tense.
It can just be a delicate situation.
Yeah, but the best way to do
It's
it
better not.
things is to break them.
It's no. Well, yes, but carefully. It's best to tell her, but telling her in any way that would let her parents know could make things much worse.
Well, we tell her. But one way or another, we gotta get out of the house or our parents can't keep us stuck.
yeah.
Sorry.
I know, we just have to do it carefully.
She goes,
Well, with how often you say the word carefully, I might name my new glaive that.
carefully.
You might what? Sorry.
Name his new glaive carefully, which is a very funny joke. You gotta do it carefully.
Well, I mean, we only have one other thing on the agenda today. Would you be down for a brief stop at the residence of this young lady?
Summer, again, looks, for now a completely different reason, like she hates everything.
Anna just sort of goes, if you want, I can sort of... They're just a...
You don't have to come. It's okay.
No, I wasn't gonna offer that. She kind of winces a bit from the pain that she is still in.
Yes. I mean, I'm talking to my associates. The four of us, would we like to make a quick pit stop at this young lady's house?
I think
I'm down.
I learned new things.
the four
Yeah,
of
I'm
us
down to
have a
anything
hard
today.
time.
Sorry, go ahead, Summer.
we're just conspicuous in terms of trying to let her know without letting her parents know.
Anna goes, yeah, she
Don't
will
you
be locked
worry.
up inside now after the scare
Don't
we
you
gave
worry,
her.
I already have a method of talking to her without her parents knowing.
Do you want to...
Yes, it's a spell. It's called sending.
Okay, yes. Sure.
I have this thing where you can talk to other people.
It's called a mouth. I used it quite
Close.
often.
I don't have to use a spell slot to talk to her either. I can just use message.
You guys have to understand, I'm used to playing with Tegan with much more chaotic characters, where when they're cryptic about how they're gonna do something, it's never just I use sending. It's like, well, if I turn into a mouse at the exact right moment while I'm underwater.
Oh,
then
I know.
can activate
He can
the
turn into a
magic,
fucking horse to keep a door open. Like,
He was gonna lock
don't think I didn't forget.
So, horse.
So, speaking of horse, Polk. Yeah,
We
Polk.
should probably get going if we're going to make all the things. And Polk, I know that you need to be.
Yes.
leaving
Do
soon.
take the food and do take some drink. I'm gonna head out. And I
Safe
am kind of,
travels.
yeah, I need you guys to leave
Keep me
because, yeah,
updated, please.
of course. And,
I say we go. We'll get a dip.
go where?
I look at the food with them. I say we'll get the dip after we
Alright.
finish
Great.
eating.
I want to see if I can get some crackers here.
Crackers, yes.
You are managed to get some crackers on your way out.
Crackers.
Are there to-go boxes?
There are.
Oh, awesome.
Some
Guys,
are
guess
like...
what? Named my snake.
Some are
you don't know
definite...
I
Because,
get
like...
snake.
Because he said to put everything on his tab.
Yeah.
Summer definitely orders another 4 appetizer plate, puts them in boxes, and then like pokes Les' shoulder annoyingly many times and says like, "Can I keep these in your refrigerator?
I guess.
They can be your food too. I got your favorite kind of fry."
Okay.
All right.
As
I put
that,
him in the...
I am going to leave behind 100 gold to help pay for the tab.
You do that and it is noticed. And he nods. He's like, thank you. And he says, this will pay out for a lot of your friend's tab.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, we didn't drink the tea yet. I hope it covers it.
Well, I mean, that he's had this tab going for quite
Yes,
a while.
that was the impression given that he has quite the tab. Yeah.
I see we go and we go to the next item on the list.
Oh.
And as we do, I'm gonna intentionally walk by the elf with the bow,
Yeah, she's an elf, yeah.
and I'm gonna give it one solid pat, like solid slap where the wound is, and be like, "Nice talking to you."
She goes,
Walk away.
yeah, I mean, in terms of vicinity.
Which I have to,
Yeah, go ahead.
I do want to ask Matt, because as far as I know, I think all 3 of us got a shot in at her, right? There was the poison, I think Les got an arrow, and I got a bullet.
Yeah.
And it's very important to me to know which of these wounds is still grieving her.
Well,
Unless like Les and I managed to hit the same spot, which would have been good on our part.
I mean, to be honest, all of them. Like she didn't get like super healed by like a cleric or something.
She's just like...
She got medicine kitted back to 0, and yeah, essentially.
So I'm just gonna give her one solid slap on like the wound that she was dressing.
Yep.
And just be like, "Nice talking to you."
She goes, same here. All right. Back out on the streets of Resort Dawn. Yes?
I was gonna say Les sticks out his tongue at her as he leaves.
Good.
Summer gives Les a high five, like, owned her.
Like,
folks.
like, that was what my D100 roll was for, was whether or not she would be there. Because she would be a local,
100%.
because it was in my mind that this was your first, like, without you even knowing, like, fight against other adventurers, technically.
I thought they were going to be like some sort of Robin Hood something with the way that they were. That's. I still have her blood. I can still scrying.
Yeah. But in terms of vicinity, the Blue Hour Resort would be closest. That was what I was going to bring up. Because the rich family lives in the noble area, and you guys have left that sort of vicinity in order to go here.
I feel like the Blue Hour Resort, though, we can go to later in the day without it being weird.
Sure.
Like, we can go there at night.
Perhaps like this random house.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I was thinking about the random house. You could just send a message to her, and that's all we really have to do. Just to let her know. I mean, I'm fine putting the fear of God into some people.
I would prefer to do this when we're nearby in case things go poorly.
Oh, I agree entirely.
Mm-hmm.
Quick question. Which god?
All of them simultaneously.
I don't think you could do that.
I could get a bit of them.
1/3 of them, fear instilled. Maybe not the god of fields, but certainly the god of death. Yeah.
A couple of people get a little bit of.
Yeah. Well, easy enough to go to the noble district. You're very familiar with it, actually, at this point, funnily enough. You have the address, too, because Sansana gave it to you.
Yes.
The address of the place. And you're on the street where the house is. I don't know how close you want to get. But
Super close. Maybe
okay. There are usually a guard or two stationed by like the front gate of these like noble manors, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna real quick do ascending because I don't have message.
After all that.
I know, I'm a dummy. Wait, I might not have to use a spell still. Wait, hold on. I gotta check something. I can't see her, never mind. Fuck me. I'm just gonna send her ascending and be like, hello, Susanna.
That's one. Susanna, that's two.
I'm counting on my finger.
Okay.
This is Dr. Faucher.
I was almost thinking you do the full-on name. Yeah, full-on name would have been funny. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
4 words.
So you're at 6.
We have
information.
Yep. About
Same brain.
your
Limited warranty.
situation.
Take me off the call list.
Oh God! Imagine a sending call list for like. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Continue. We're at 12.
We are currently
hiding in your closet.
nearby. Down.
Nearby is one word.
Yes, nearby. If you would like to speak, come say hello.
You get a response. Oh, it's you. I don't want to leave the house, but I have a balcony.
Good.
I could talk from there. Thank
I
you
can't
again.
respond.
Yeah, you can't respond, but it says that.
I cast respond.
I cast reply all.
Oh no!
You evil monster.
Yeah.
It's just the word okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Reply all.
Yeah.
Okay.
God, that might be a thing I do
You-
before I
mean,
graduate.
do you
Is just a
share this?
reply
Are we
all.
going to find your balcony?
Yeah, I don't know what to fucking do. Do
I
I
mean-
see a balcony?
It's sort of a gated manor, so it's kind of hard to see from where you are.
Okay, I'm gonna have Rupert take a look.
What do the gates look like?
Kind of similar to the ones for Fusum. They are like barred gates, right? They're like the
Could-
gates with bar.
How
They're not
thick
wooden.
are the bars?
Like
I guess
this isn't like a
gaps.
like the gap is like you could probably fit with your sized hands. You could fit your hand through them.
Just my head. Okay.
Yeah.
Could
Hand-
we could we do the old Rupert carries a note trick again?
Can see her within 50 feet. I can just talk
Yeah.
to her.
I mean, Rupert. You do see she comes out on a balcony.
Cool. I'm gonna get within 50 feet of that balcony.
Sure. I mean, easy enough. You're already pretty well close.
Does she see us?
She doesn't see you guys because there would be a wall in between where she would be able
Oh,
to see.
fuck.
I will cast minor illusion for a big arrow over our head.
She does see
And then
that.
quickly disperse it.
Yeah.
We're not great with subtlety as a group.
I love it.
No, I love that. It's like a quest icon. Like here.
Yeah.
Here's the quest.
I use the spooky ooky racial ability that I have where I can just talk to people.
In their head, yeah.
Yeah.
Does Rupert land
Um,
on the balcony though? I had a question.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I go, hello, ma'am.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, sorry, we can talk this way. Well, we figured out your issue. You may not like the answer though, and we wanted to be nearby in case you were in danger.
Oh, okay.
We managed to run into one of the people who robbed you the other night.
Oh,
Last night. It's been a while. They were hired by your parents.
make a persuasion check.
Cool.
It's true.
It's true. Eskiel doesn't realize this isn't a group call. This is a group text.
You just said it out loud. I
just
rolled
play with
really,
rocks.
really well. Cool. 22.
This was a DC 20, so good on you.
Ooh.
She kind of goes, oh, I guess that would make sense. They seemed really happy that I was safe, but also... She kind of nods for a bit and she goes, all right then. They're trying to keep me home.
Yes, the stalking was the group, casing you. And this was all an attempt by your parents to scare you into not leaving. They have your money, by the way.
She nods. That was just pocket money. Give me a moment. And she responds, I'm 50. And for an elf, that is young, but I shouldn't be living here anymore. She kind of goes, maybe they've always been trying to keep me here. And you see from the balcony, like, a rope come down.
There she goes!
And she's coming down the rope. And she goes, can you distract the guards for me?
Can we?
I will say that out loud. She needs somebody to distract a god.
I'm gonna walk up to. Can you disguise
What, is
me?
she coming now?
Apparently.
Can anybody,
Oh!
can anybody disguise me? Question mark?
Yeah, go ahead. What? Oh, disguise you. Okay, yeah.
I
Can
cannot.
anybody
No.
What do you
Okay.
mean by disguise?
just like hide me from being a fucking elephant? Like, that's fine.
How tall are you?
Summer's just like, what is like, Demos, you know, I think we've had it coming for a while, and is going to just, like, go kind of near where the guards are in front, and just yell...
Wait, hold up. Hold just 1 second.
Okay.
Oh, now go.
Now go.
Go up to the gate.
And just yell like, you know what? I've had it with you. I know you stole that money.
Wait, to who?
Don't worry. This is gonna hurt, but trust me, it's gonna look cool as hell.
Oh God! Great.
Is the gate nearby?
It is.
Is the gate locked?
It is.
Summer.
Wait, actually, it would not. It's during. To be fair, it's during the day, so it would not be.
Is it closed?
It is
Can
closed.
I get her with Misty Step?
I'm gonna
Potentially, but this is happening right now.
I'm gonna pick us and go. Don't worry, you'll be fine.
I already hate you, but do it.
It was obviously you when I fell through the gate.
Okay, make an athletics check, Demos, and you make an acrobatics check.
Onto my feet.
Yeah.
Can I like roll? But
Make an
onto my feet?
make an acrobatics check.
Yes.
Yeah, to make it
Oh,
work.
I
Minor
have
illusion,
always
right?
wanted to do this.
What
The
do you do,
fake
Escale?
fight.
Or it's a minor illusion to hide from this.
And while this is happening, Les, you do all of a sudden realize you can Misty Step. I think through the wall. Let me double check that.
It's 30 feet
Yeah.
that I can see. Can
There
I
you go.
cast Pact Without a Trace on me and then Misty Step to where she is and then Misty Step back?
That is quite a process, so we'll go through a bit more, but you can. We'll
Cool.
just go through a bit more what's happening here. So what did you roll for athletics, Demos?
I got an 11.
All right. And what did you get for acrobatics?
A dirty 20.
All right. So you throw Summer, and it's a good push. It's a good shove, and Summer kind of acrobatics the way to hit the gate and land on feet. But the gate is now open.
I want it to work.
Yeah.
Like, so that it's open and I'm inside and roll up to my feet.
Naturally up to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I think I have like a short sword. I guess I'm not gonna draw a gun, but I'm gonna draw a short sword and like on guard a little bit. Like, all right, come at me, bro. Like.
One
yeah.
guard turns to you, Summer, and the other turns to you. Demos goes, calm down. And both the guards are looking at you.
He should have thought of that before he stole from my family and framed me for it.
Quite easy.
Oh! And at this point, you've cast Pass Without a Trace and Misty stepped over, and you see this noble lady with a big bag that she's carrying, and you pop up, and she goes, oh, I recognize you. Hey. Do you want to Misty step back?
Yeah, I'll Misty step back. And she is within my, like, Pact Without a Trace area, so she also has a +10 bonus to stealth or dexterity.
Yeah. And you teleport back to the other side of the wall, and the guards go, if you're gonna fight, take it elsewhere. This is private property.
We have no way of learning the message that they are done.
We'll get to you in a second. You.
As soon as she's back, you get a telepath.
Yeah, Escale, you
message.
see. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Summer instantly says, you know what? You're right. I never should have alienated you like that. Let's go home. We march away.
Oh.
Good.
I thought you were going for a kiss with me. I was like, what?
No.
And the guards sort of just sigh as you leave and go, oh, good that got resolved. And they close up the gate.
Oh, I want to shut the gate.
Oh, okay, sure.
I'll shut the gate.
Thank you.
So sorry.
It's okay, just don't do it again.
Can't promise
Also,
nothing.
as soon as-
I pushed the gate back open and walked
Good,
away.
as soon as Susanna has appeared, Caden's going to go. He's gonna be a gentleman and go, "Are you all right? Is everything okay?"
She goes, "That was so exciting. I'm more than okay."
All right. Do you have any idea where you'd like to go?
She goes, I think, and she opens the bag and you see like a bunch of like antiques and jewelry just piled into one bag.
Ooh.
I think I'm gonna sell all of this, and then maybe pay for a caravan to take me elsewhere with some protection.
I mean, we're heading out of town soon.
Well, I'm gonna try to get out of here as quick as possible, if that's all fair with you.
We're leaving like tomorrow.
No, I mean now. I'm leaving now.
I got you. Okay.
But
Summer stumbles like trips and stumbles as she's like rolling her shoulder and is like, "That was good arm and all that." But does stumble like straight, like probably like straight between them, and is like, "Oh!"
She goes, "Oh, but before I leave," and she grabs a necklace from around her neck and takes off some rings and hands it to you, Caden.
Thank you.
I'm sure that'll sell for a lot of money. But do barter well. She goes, and if we want to meet again, I think I'm gonna take a caravan or pay to be brought along to probably Odingrad. I've heard so many wonderful stories about that city.
We'll be heading that way, so.
I suppose I'll need to find a job and it will be oh so exciting.
Go to the Rosa Queen.
The Rosa King.
Yeah, it's a restaurant there. If you know how to cook, I'm sure they'll hire you. Just tell them Les sent you.
Lest, I will. And she kind of looks behind you guys back at the house and goes, "I'm gonna run now."
I wish you luck, and if you need us, feel free to find a way to contact us.
She nods and she runs away from your group, but she almost with a skip in her step. She's like still wearing like somewhat slippers, like she didn't put actual shoes on and is just running. And as she runs off over the hill, that is where we will end. Yeah, no. That is where we will end the session. Oh, and I love that GIF you just sent, Andrew. Me and Summer after fake fight.
Yes, I love it. How did you know I was thinking of El Dorado the entire time? That opening scene where they're like, "How dare you use loaded dice?"
Yeah.
Susanna is now free. I'm happy that is a plot point that happened.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah?
Hey, Matt.
Go ahead.
Level up?
No, you do
You level
not.
up.
You do not.
You
But
sure?
I appreciate the ask. No, you don't.
Okay. I mean,
No worries, no
you
worries.
change your mind. Okay.
If I change my mind, I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll be the. Don't worry, guys. I'll grill him down tonight.
Oh gosh, speaking of tonight, I do have like an essay to write. That's what I was telling Josh. Like he was good to go till 9, but I do need to write an essay, which is why I wanted to end
So we
around here.
can't watch Lake Mogo?
We can. I'll just be typing an essay and not fully paying attention. is what'll be happening.
Also, you should look at the text that Grace sent you.
Oh?
She doesn't know how to do it.
So that, guys, I do need to go, but I will
Yeah,
be
yes.
back.
Bye-bye, I love you.
Bye. I am also going to go, but I love each and every one of you. And if Josh is done with like school stuff, that sounds like we can have longer sessions again, just till 9 instead of 8. So that'll be good.
I'm gonna. My ass hurts.
Yeah. So let's get ourselves out of here. But
Eat.
Josh, I'll try to get in call you again sometime soon. I need to call Will. We tried to schedule a time to do it, and then it kind of fell through.
Yeah.
But
I love.
definitely do that. So see you guys around for sure. And this was
Sorry
such
to
a
give you
wonderful session, truly.
Real quick, sorry to give you a
what'd you say,
favor.
Josh?
Yeah.
Is there a way to undo availability in when to meet?
Yes,
So, like,
you,
change
if
it.
you just put your name in again, and assuming you
Okay.
didn't put in a password, you can change it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, real quick before we all get off, though, I love everything. I loved the S-Scale Fusum stuff, even though, to be honest, I mean, S-Scale rolled a nat 20, but it was in a lot of ways the voice in the gem and the vampire sort of.
Bro, I was really hoping that net 20 would give me a +3. Like, nat
A
20 this
+3 would
fucking
be
time.
like a very, very like.
I rolled a natural 20
I
talking to
know,
some
I
ancient
know.
vampire whenever my door pass was some ancient lich.
That is
Because
true.
he lied to me. He broke his promise. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
What conditions can serve your... I'll stop.
That is fair. That is fair.
What?
Don't worry about it.
No worries. Yeah, no,
I'm
yeah.
really enjoying the ability to. I really need to like work to avoid the stuff I don't currently know in the last episodes about S-scale stuff, because I really, really, really enjoy coming up with increasingly like fun and ridiculous fan theories.
Yeah.
On like, I really do. I very much like the idea that the Lich is the wizard that the sword was meant to destroy, and that S-scale was the rival wizard. And yeah, and because the biggest plot twist ever is gonna be like, no, S-scale is a wizard.
Oh my god.
That would be really funny.
No.
I love that so much.
I'm logging off.
All right.
Love you guys.
Love you
Bye.
guys too.
Guys.
See you guys on the other side. Bye. Ah. Yo, Grace. Grace, you want to use DoorDash? Cool. Sorry, I don't really look at my phone all that much when D&D. But we can certainly do that. Because I was actually thinking about DoorDashing myself, so it all works out. Alright, we can't all use my DoorDash. That is fair. I guess you guys can just Venmo me too. Sure. Sounds good to me. I don't know. That's what we'll find out. I need to use the bathroom.
Oh, Taco Bell?
I didn't stop the recording. I'm gonna do that. No, Iron Spike's closed.